What is up, squad? Hope y'all are doing well. Chat, welcome in everybody to the pad. It is a Friday night. It's time to hang out. So I hope everyone's had a good week. I hope you're ready and energized for what should be a very fun session here with everyone. And before we get any further, let me say hello to the early chatters. Quite a few of you, so let me get through them all. Robert2 Beastek with 8 months here. Appreciate you. Welcome in. Jen, bro, in the building. Jenna Lee, what's good? Palm Leaf, what up? Can of Biscuits, hello. Russ, what's good? Jan Raz, happy Friday to you. Sal's here, what's up? Mandy in the building. We got Lenny, Larissa, hello. Palm Leaf. Samantha says hello, Pooya and chat. Welcome in, Samantha. Happy weekend to you. Vinyl, thank you for the 57 months here. Appreciate you. Welcome back into Lesson 2 Crew Championship Vinyl. Hello. Let's go. How is everyone feeling after the show tonight? How's everyone feeling? Let me know. Sound off. Also, I didn't realize is the recap still going on? I forgot to check. It is still going on. It is still going on. Okay, cool. No worries. Perhaps a contrary opinion, Ava should get rid of those glasses. They aren't a good fit for her face. I have no opinion. Lauren, thank you for the 56 months as well. Appreciate you. Thank you. Kansas, welcome in. My Beth, hello. Khalid on the building. We got AJ Daniels, Sunshine, Jesse, McKenna. What kind of ice cream, McKenna? Welcome in to pad time. Jill, I think with the 59 months here. Appreciate you. Welcome back into the Lesson 2 crew. Welcome. Happy to have you in here. Memories, what's up? Ichiyami, hello. Cannabis says everybody get your votes in for Rachel. Have you done your AFP votes yet, chat? Soja, welcome in. Arabin was good. Happy Friday to you, Beth. Happy Friday. Welcome in. Finale Bingo Card Assembly. That will be happening tonight. That's right. A busy one tonight, maybe. Perhaps. Who knows? It might be with your Gucci. Okay, good. I left the recap on the... Oh, thank you, Palmleaf. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Ben & Jerry's Brownie Batter Corp. Sounds like a win to me. Oh, look who it is. We got J-Cos in the building. It's been a minute, J-Cos. How you living? You good? Welcome. Are your colors right? When I cast it on my TV, it's more blue, but when I play it on my phone, it's purple. This is blue. My hoodie's blue. Those are purple. So, I don't know. Is the truth. Am I turning music down? Of course. There you go. Is it better now? Or is it still too loud? Feel free to let me know. The music almost is for me to a certain degree, so if you want it down, just let me know at any point. AKA Juicy with the Prime, somebody to get one of these. I do appreciate using it on me. Welcome back for month number 13. Thank you so much. Been busy, but happy to be back. Happy you're back. Welcome back. M. Velet Zai. Feel free to correct me in the chat. Thank you for the tier 1. Appreciate it. And Kroos, welcome back from number 59. Thank you so much, Kroos. Appreciate you. We're doing well. Been very busy. How are you? I'm happy you're doing well, both of you. I'm doing well also. I've also been busy. But you get to see a lot of what my busy is for the most part. But no, everything's good. I'm blessed. What's up? Ism, says Kroos. Ism might be Ism is in a very weird situation right now, to be honest with you. Chat, before we get any further, let me go ahead and do what I usually do, which is open up the form in case anyone would like to submit questions anonymously. Now, if you're new here, you have no idea what this is. This is the pad. This is the end of the weekend. The start of the weekend, end of the week show that I've been doing every Friday since 2020. This is where people can come in. They can drop in their what's it called? They can come in. They can drop their questions anonymously or otherwise, and then we just talk through everything. Everything and anything is on the table. You want to ask questions, you want to get advice, you want to talk about Big Brother, you want to talk about podcasts, you want to talk about, you want food questions, everything's welcome. So I'm just going to open the form up for you so you can do that. There we go. Form is open. Speaking, will be streaming for us in October. We don't know. We'll see, RSG fan. I don't know. You thought the music loud was great? MV, thank you. 13 is 10 fingers and 3 toes. All right, I don't know about that. Am I going to be on for Halloween? What date is Halloween? Not what date. What day is Halloween? A Friday. Yes, I can be in costume for that. I will be around for Halloween. Yes, that's true. I should be. Especially because the trick-or-treater should be done by then, too. Amy, hello. I have one more episode of Traders Island. Just the finale, I take it then. I'm excited for the Vikings game, but it's because Ray is the halftime performance, not someone I would think NFL would pick, but I'm obsessed with her, and it'll get me to watch the game. There we go, Stephanie. The Pat about to go to kindergarten is wild. Who said this? Music was a great accompaniment towards my celebration of my baseball team making the playoffs tonight. Congratulations, Jill. Sounds good, Kelly Kate. Ambi, thank you for the 58 months here. Appreciate you. Welcome in, welcome in. Ash Legend and more God showed on chat. Vince losing the Part 2 HOH to Ashley is a sight to behold. And it makes everything exciting for Sunday. It makes it unpredictable for Sunday. And also, it makes the stock watch hella unpredictable. Won't know what to do with myself when BBNs? Silly Rose. There's so many options. Honestly, there's so many options. It just depends. Is there another show you're interested in getting into? Because there's plenty of options out there. I know nothing quite can replace the feeling of feats. I understand that for sure. But I think there's other options out there, potentially. I've had the Siobhan Morris in the second last episode. I do not recall, but Siobhan nailed it this season. Can we pick the Halloween costume? I don't know about all that. Chat, I'm sorry, but I don't trust you. Is that fair to say? I don't know what you're going to pick. Maybe I pick my costume. How about that? I don't know if you have plans. No, the most plans I would have on a Friday, as more than usual, is going to be the pad. So that day we are going to do. We've talked about having candy ready because we do live in an area where probably there's going to be trick-or-treaters. So when was the last time the first HOH got to the final 3? That is trivia. It's going to go over my head. Well, Cody Calafiore for BB22 at the very least. Not Xavier. Not Taylor. Not Jag. Not Chelsea. So, Cody Calafiore. Actually pulling up clutch tonight. Yes, true. Got a plug for you for a date night with Liana. The Minnesota Zoo has a jack-o'-lantern tour that we've done in the past, and it's amazing. Do you have a link for me, Kroos? I will save it. Full circle, Big Brother. Ash takes Vinny out. Sea Blue, thank you for the 5 gifted, and your 5 gifted has gotten us 2 bonus gift subs from Valorant. So thank you so much for the 7 gifted, Sea Blue. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Alaskan Salmon, Jobert Radinson, C. Benson, Steven O'Dactyl, M. Doctor, and Lorelei, and Wickling Loverboy, all part of the Lesson 2 crew. Compliments of C. Blue. Thank you so much, C. Blue, for the 7 gift. Appreciate it. The reason why there were 2 bonuses is because I think we're at the end of September. So they dish out bonus gift subs now in a roulette manner. All right, let me catch up with you here. Braden, thank you with 100 bits. Appreciate you. My wife and I are watching The Pal, and as soon as Liana mentioned Earth, Wind, and Fire, my wife started singing. Then Liana sang it as though they were doing a round. I see, and here. I see you and I have experienced something very similar here. Braden, thank you with 100 bits. Appreciate you. Saturday is Liana Day number 2. I don't make the rules. What, Ben? That is, who said this? No, tomorrow Liana and I are going shopping. That's the plan. Dress up as Vince for Halloween? No, I don't think I will. Kiana Biscuits, stay with 100 bits. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. He has a good track record of costumes. I have some good track record of costumes. This is true. I've got some good costumes in the past. No to Cody for the roundtable. Sadly, Cody is the roundtable person. I'm just more sad that they're rotating it. We could always do the costume picking the same way we did you picking out for your current room. So you could pick. Nah. I have to feel comfortable doing a costume. Straight up. Redwick still 46 month here. Appreciate you. Welcome back in. Welcome. Do you do couples costumes? Leon and I joked about being the mastermind and Ainsley, but I don't think we have the time to pull that off. What are you shopping for? We need to get some outfits for the next, for the week after because we're traveling. Who's the mastermind? No idea. Dr. Will is the least shocking pick. Why? Because Dr. Will has had like some kind of side character storyline similar to Zingbot for like the last while now. Mastermind is Brittany, says RGB fan. She could be little Andy. A world where Ashley wins B27 and 30 wins 50. I mean, that's good math right there. There is no mastermind. That is more sad than anything. Morgan revealed the mastermind. Wait, so you're telling me we know who the mastermind is? You know what? I want to know. They said on feeds it's Dr. Will. We'll lock it in then. Lock it in. That's so funny. Of all the things they don't want us to know about, this is how we find out. That's it. There you go. There you go. There you go, chat. Dr. Rose is the only Lame who defended White Locust like anyone who could have called he was mastermind. I didn't even see him talking about the season. It really is, man. He's out of nowhere. Why is... Why is September 26th sock day? Ask the mods on that one. I feel like the mods are going to be more well-versed on that because, see, me personally, my sock day has been December 4th for the longest time. I have the clip locked and loaded for a soundboard in the Discord. Wow, Mandy, relax. Daniel Reyes defended it too. It is. It's 9:26. This is true. He defended the twist on Twitter. Did he? I didn't even catch that. He defended it. It's amazing, Kate. Monday's National Coffee Day. That is my holiday. I will be taking time off. Thank you for bringing it up. Chappelle made his thoughts known of RHAP Mafia, but how do you truly feel on how it went? What did Chappelle say? I saw him talking about it earlier, but I had a podcast, so I couldn't listen. Couldn't listen in. What did he say? For those of you that checked it out. I wish I could drink coffee. My body, however, does not. Oh no, Stephanie! Coffee's amazing. I love coffee. Y'all know this. I'm drinking one right now, and it's 10... Well, it's about to be 10 p.m. for me. It's 11 p.m. for the East Coast. You still need to watch it, no spoilers? Well, not spoiled, no worries. He saved the VOD or something, but he was saying something to the midst of that it was pure chaos. It was. My honest thoughts to you, chat, is that I would prefer it to be a Traders. But I hope people understand why it couldn't be a Traders. And it had to be something else. So it's like if people wanted a show anyway, it was always not going to be Traders, you know? Or we're drinking coffee at 11 p.m. Leon and I are concerned. Liana's not, let me tell you, because she set the kettle on for me. I'm having a coffee because I haven't slept since about 8 a.m. today. So I needed something, a pick me up. I say there's zero mastermind, which is so sad, but is totally what BB does. But they never reveal an actual mastermind. We'll see. Is the Patron Mafia going to be shown somewhere tomorrow? I don't think so. I think it's hard for it to be live. It was a bit chaotic to follow. I've seen loved RG Mafia. There we go, Kalita. I think the whole point of it is for it to be chaotic. I think that the problem is with running different things. People get accustomed to other things and then want things to be more similar. So for example, I've seen people say they should have cut this, they should have recorded this offline, like Blood on the Clock Tower, where there's confessionals, and then edited it all together. That would be a huge task to do, given that you don't really have the, like, given the way we were going about doing things. Also, we didn't want, like, this was all gonna be, it was like round table after round table. There was not going to be like private rooms and stuff. Whereas like with the traders one we've done, and obviously Blood on the Clock Tower, there's a lot of side conversations. This is all in the open conversation. And it does make it more chaotic. If Dr. Will is the mastermind, actually makes it fun too, but doesn't get credit for a social game, it's going to be rough. Well, I would say look at who the jury, who's hosting the round table, and then tell me that you feel good about Ashley's odds with Cody being the one at the wheel promoting what games to look at, because I don't know if I feel great about it for Ashley in that regard, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? It makes me nervous. Okay, I'm going to go casino and up a bit. Do I go back down, play more, or call it? You're at the casino and up a bit. Okay, if you're at the casino and you're up, Pixie, this is how I do the casino. If I'm up, what I do is I pull my money. I remove all the money that I went up with. So let's say you went in with 100, you have 250. I take all the money out. I take 150. I pocket it. I put the money I started with back in if I want to keep playing. Because when that money's done, I'm out. That's kind of the rule I go by. So then if I go up a little more, I stop again. I take that money. I put the winnings back in. I go with the starter money, put that down. That's kind of been my method. It's a way for me to pace myself and also not to lose money. And also, it feels so much better later when you're like, oh my God, I made so much money. So that's how I would do it if you want to keep gambling. That's how I go about it. If you're up, call it, take the money and run, says Russ. Yeah, or that. It just depends on if you want to keep playing or not. I'm concerned for an Ashley Vince Final 2 outcome. Yeah, it changes things. I like the variety of Blood on the Clock Tower Mafia, the pressure cooker. It's like different things. We get different variety of things, which is nice. Good advice to be honest. Thank you. Thank you. That's what my husband does too. Yeah, when I go to a casino, if I'm going with people, I treat it the same way. But if I went alone is more dangerous because alone, you're kind of in a world where you could end up just spending too much because you're not really like chit-chatting or being social maybe. But what I would do is I would have headphones. Not at the some of the tables, depending on what you're doing, they don't want you to have headphones on, which is fair. But if I'm like, I win some, I'm like, okay, let's pace ourselves. I remove the money. I get up. I put my headphones on. I take a walk. This is back in the day I used to smoke, so I would go out, have a smoke, come back. And then I would do the cash out method and then sit back down and go all over again, you know? I'm also glad you are all trying different things and bring different reality people the spotlight. Yeah, I think like I'm happy we did one. I will say I was surprised we were doing the Mafia like in this spot in September. I didn't anticipate that to happen. But I was excited that we did it. Because I think that I've always said pacing matters. Like if we started ripping one of these a week, they stop being special and it doesn't hold the same weight it does. But if, you know, we did traders in January and now we're doing this in September, that's what, 8-9 months away? That's good. I have a feeling Ashley's speech will blow Vince's out of the water. I do think so too, especially if Vince wants to behave the way he is today. No. Cody will be fed a lot of lines me things. Me agrees, Stephanie, for sure. Rachel isn't letting Cody run that table. I agree. Is Keanu getting that Goose Goose invite? I will send a message. I feel like I'll get ghosted, but I will send the message for sure. I'm surprised you guys did Mafia live. Really? Because we did the Traders live. Why was that surprising? We've never not done a Mafia live. I haven't watched Amazing Race yet, but even so, I just love Izzy. This might sound... First of all, I agree. I love Izzy, and it was very fun to see Izzy back on my screen. I still think the Amazing Race as it stands now, the format it is now, is not fun. But I will continue to be watching this season. That I will continue to do. Someone in my Google form for the, not the pad, but the PAL, said something along the lines of the ads happening at random times. And I really wish I could, you can't message someone from a Google form, but I really wish I could message them and be like, hey, so question, is this in the Rahap-Ups feed or in the lounge feed? Because I put all the organizing in the lounge feed. I don't know what happens on the Rahap-Ups feed. So if it's like, they were like, the ads are happening in the middle of conversations, but I've gone out of my way to put timestamps down, like do proper ones. So I'm very curious about that. Vince Fit yelling he's always going to be a broke loser after losing the comp in front of Frankie is such poor sportsmanship. It doesn't surprise me though. Like he has, you know, the definition of can dish it but can't take it. It's Vince. Vince has no problem winning comps and shitting on people who don't win comps. So then when he doesn't win comps, he immediately defaults to I am a loser because that's how he sees people who have not won comps. He's been trashing Ashley for not having won shit the whole season. So I think that's part of it. And what's funny to me is I think he thought that given the makeup of the end game and the people that he was going to dominate these comps, little did he know Morgan was ready to take over. So, yeah. I realize this still hasn't gotten me to invest in Amazing Race, but I love seeing the Paige and Izzy clips. Hell yeah. I keep waiting for it to be over. I think also yesterday there was definitely a bit of fatigue. Like this was 3 hours of TV block. That it was a lot. So I think once it's back, it's on Thursday, it's on its own day. I don't know if it's not going to be 90 day episodes, 90-minute episodes or not. But if it is, that will be interesting to see if that's going to help. If it's only one episode on its own per day type shit. So we shall see, chat. We shall see. I'd love to see Keanu play Goose Goose Duck. Keanu and Morgan are both getting invites to Goose. For sure. For sure. No doubt in my mind. I would also be down to invite Ashley if Ashley would like to join. I'd have no problem with that. In fact, that'd be fun too. I'm sure there's others I'm not thinking of yet, or maybe I'm not, and this is everybody. I'm not 100%. I'm just quickly sending something over that I forgot to do earlier, chat. And now I've done it, and it's done. Perfect. Why not fun now? Just curious, haven't watched much of Amazing Race. So my thing, Envy, is that I really loved when Amazing Race was, like, there was some strategic on it and some agency on it and some fuckery is what I would call it, where you could book, you had to book your own plane tickets, you had to zoom to the airport, you could snake the other players by like finding someone who would nice you or like sneaking past them. Stuff like that was amazing. That was the more appealing stuff to me. Then after that, it was like the little tasks and stuff. But at this point nowadays, it's mostly just flying from place to place to do tasks. It's like, oh yeah, we're dropping them off in Italy today, and then it's just doing tasks in Italy. That's not as fun to me. Like I know there's like, oh, you can dish the U-turn out to somebody. That's still not as fun because that's basically first place getting to get the opportunity to fuck someone over. And sometimes they'll leave it to someone else to do, sure. But that's still not as appealing to me as like watching and this is going to make me sound like a casual because I'm going to say Boston Rob's name, but like watching Boston Rob and Amber like legit fuck over another team and like book a ticket that's going to like mess everyone else up. Stuff like that was way more money. I figured it'd be pre-recorded. I remember Rob saying he preferred pre-recorded interviews about a year ago. No, pre-recorded interviews, yes, Stephanie, but like not for the games and stuff. They've all been live outside of Blood on the Clock Tower. The rest have all always been live. No, the ads were not about Twitch. They were about the PAL, not the pad, the podcast. And Izzy, have we not seen Izzy play Goose Goose? You have not seen Izzy play Goose Goose, actually, believe it or not. I feel like I may have missed the mark. I should have asked before Amazing Race picked up here, but I can definitely throw an ask there. I'm actually hopefully going to see her in a week. I think there were too many teams for the Amazing Race. I was having a tough time remembering who still hadn't made it to the roadblock. Oh, I did not mean... What the fuck? I didn't mean to pin this, Palm Leaf. Manday, help! Hold on. There we go. Fix it. So I call Amazing Race establishing shot the show, and as an artist starting a comic, Amazing Race gives me ideas for camera placement when drawing a new scene. Interesting. You hit the nail on the head. He views comps as defining his self-worth 100%. And I feel like, you know, as someone who has been unemployed before, or as someone who has been told that society value your self-worth should be valued by ABCD, I feel like just seeing how much he brags on himself, I think for him, not having a genuine direction in life feels like he's not figured it out and he's punishing himself for it. This is something I have felt and thought before. But it took some self-thought. It took some self-evaluation to realize that my value, my worth is not whatever other people think is how I feel about me and what I think is right or needed. So I don't think he's done that yet. All right, let me see. It's pretty clear to me that Vince has been full spiraling since the family vids, and I think that it's affecting his entire game, comps included. I do not disagree. Mandy, that's a very good point. I think he's been in his head a lot. The weight of his actions are hitting him, perhaps? Yes. Is it not for Survivor? Is it not staying on is moving to Wednesdays after? Is it moving to Wednesdays after, or is it going to Thursdays? I genuinely don't remember. Are you watching the show Tommy from Big Brother is on with his dad? What show is that, Beth? Riley's not getting invited? No. Jimmy, I think I'm good. I'm not going to lie. Jimmy seems fun and is fun from a distance, but I can't imagine inviting Jimmy and having him be in like a yelling match with someone in the lobby. Like that doesn't sound like a good time. And I can't control that, you know? I don't want that. Y'all know me. When people start yelling in the lobbies, I deafen and I don't involve myself. Vince, I'm sure, knew the consequence of his actions, but was in denial of them. I think he also had convinced himself that he wasn't doing anything wrong and then started realizing, oh no, it's probably wrong. But you can't take those back, you know? We want Ashley. Heard. Next 2 Amazing Race episodes are 90 minutes. Okay. And they're on Wednesday, based on what y'all are saying. What about Morgan, the Ultimate Gamer? She get invited? I said Morgan was already on the list. Yes. Morgan, Ashley, and Keanu are the 3 I would invite. Well, and Rachel, of course, if she would ever want to play. But I don't know if she would want to play. And then everything Mr. Flight in Frankfurt. Invite Vinny the Lip. Oh man, I didn't get first pick. I'm gonna go pound in the corner. Yeah, absolutely not. Ash needs to hush. She is telling way too much right now and arguing way too well in front of Vince and Morgan. She needs to see it for jury. What is happening, Fan Bam? What am I missing? What season/era did it become more like this? Oh, what Amazing Race? I think Amazing Race became more like that. I want to say in the 20s, maybe the 30s. I don't know the exact timeline because I've not been. I haven't watched the whole thing. But Liana and I during COVID during the pandemic did a series binge, and we watched like the first 12 seasons, and all those 12 seasons had that. It was hitting in that regard. Oh my gosh, Taron needs to do his Vince impression during Goose Goose. If anyone from BB plays, he should not do that. I think Taron needs to retire it after this season. I'm not gonna lie. I think he needs to retire it with the season. It's for his own health. I'm looking out for him. Back in the day, teams could get a taxi driver who gets lost or have their car breakdown. Anything could happen, and that's what made it exciting. 100% agreed. It's like COVID changed the format of the Amazing Race permanently. Was it COVID that did it then, Calibus? So does that mean like right before COVID, all the seasons were still this format? Morgan and Vince just clocked Ashley. What happened? I'm catching up with you now also, by the way. You did great, fix that before stream delay even got there? Hell yeah. Makes total sense. Thanks for explaining. I like the MV name. There we go. My first name is actually Morgan, and I hate it because of how much I've read my name on Taron's updates recently. Well, the good news is Morgan has been a more positive name in the house. Could you imagine being someone named Vince in this climate, you know? But MV, I can call you MV still. I'm cool with that if you're cool with that. That's perfect. I would love to see the superior camera work done on Survivor be done on Big Brother Amazing Race. The problem is I don't think the superior camera work hits the same on Big Brother. You know what I mean? Like, do I really need the super HD slow-mo goo shot? I don't think so. Is Riley invited to be finale? Yes, I believe so. Remember, the show doesn't think Riley did anything wrong. So yes. She just went toe-to-toe on every comment and info and thought Morgan or Vince brought up, and now they are crashing up because they didn't know how much info she was getting the entire game. Well, the reality is Ashley has always been in a do or die situation. And right now, she's had the most chance she's had to make it there by winning herself. Because if Morgan wins, I feel like the writing has been in the wall that Vince is going to be taken. So it's fine. Let them get spooked. Maybe they get in their heads a little bit. Who knows? Jimmy puts it on a little much for me. All due respect. Oh, no, I completely agree. We got to get you in those screaming matches. Do you need that, though? I don't think we need that. For me, it's very tough to be in a screaming match because it's all fun and games until someone says that I'm being aggressive. And then I don't want to be there no more. So I don't love that. I don't want to love that. But I can hold my fucking own. So people should not test me. If they test me, it's a mistake. But also, I genuinely, Ben, there's not been anybody that I've played Goose with, that I've played Bill in the Clock Tower with, that I've played Among Us with, that I would want to beef with like that, you know? Like, put me in a call with Daniel Durston, I will scream match him. Easy. But I also don't want to ever be in that call, you know? 99 to beat. Oh, I see, Beth. I see. Every Amazing Race episode is 90 minutes. Oh, my God. You think you're more likely to get Morgan if she wins or if she doesn't? I think the odds are the same, Sam. I'm not going to lie. Brendan could be an interesting invite. We'll send the invite to the household, Lori. Where is he reading this chat? The Google form or... Hey, Kellyanne. Hello, first-time chatter. Kellyanne, I'm reading this chat, but I was behind. So I'm still catching up a little bit. This happens from time to time. So feel free to keep writing in here. I will see it. Have you seen The Amazing Race in the future? No. Rachel and Brendan like to play games. Would they play Goose Goose? We'll find out. I don't watch Mafia. How about Zach for Goose Goose? I didn't watch Mafia with Zach for Goose Goose. I don't think I would put Zach in there, May. I don't think it would be a chill time for Zach. I hope he reads his entire audiobook as Vince. You do not genuinely mean that. Ashley has Morgan and Vinny changing their confidence against beating Ashley. She just revealed herself too much at the table right now. But I don't think it was going to be more. Like, I don't think it's changed anything. You know what I mean? I think Taron will be happy to retire the impression. I think so, too. Oh, that's an interesting point. I would like to see Rachel and Brandon play Goose Goose together. It could be fun. Vincent's my second name. Oh, my God, Aaron. What a time, huh? I see the opposite and think he should do cameos as Vince. I'm late because I was watching the recap of the recap and I was behind. No worries, Mikey. Welcome in. Is the recap done now or no? Recap of the recap. It is. Okay, there we go. Morgan doesn't think she wins against either of them now. Well, that seems... Why is she thinking that? What the fuck is happening on feeds right now? Last I heard, Riley said he would be at the finale. Yeah, I don't think he's not going to be there. I think you probably have good vibes the way they are. Thank you, Jen. Appreciate it. Hey, being chat just got here. What have I missed? Not a lot, Sam. We've just been chit-chatting at the moment. It sounds like she... Okay, I pressed something. It sounds like she only won because Vince wins. Because Vince whiffed it. I don't think it was an impressive win. A win is a win, though. We'll take a win. Morgan thinks she didn't play a good social game. Bro, do not get insecure on me right now, Morgan, please. Ashley won the second part of the HOH. Cool, thank you. No worries, Kellyanne. Welcome in. Isn't Dan Giesling a gamer? Yes. Have you ever thrown him an invite to Goose Goose? I have not. Dan Giesling, straight up, feels like a above my reach. Any old era people feel above my reach. If you're new era, I'm like, okay, I'll send the message. But anyone from the old era, I do not think is attainable. And I feel like if we were going to get Dan Giesling, we would have had him by now. You know what I mean? I don't think we got that pull, chat. Why is anyone doubting Ashley? She's been spilling too much all season and it works every week. That's what I'm saying. It's not, you know. Seven is the one sitting at the table outside waiting on the third part of the competition. Oh, this is bad to get real. I don't think you watched the recap, but it did have 2 jury segments. I did watch the jury segments. I left after the Keanu jury segment. Because I wanted to watch the jury segment, and I was like, I am sitting through this for that. Laundry is happening in feeds right now? How titillating. Was finished like 30 minutes ago? There we go. Okay. Taryn has never done impressions like he's done this year during live feed updates, or am I going crazy? Been listening since BB19. MV, it became a lot larger part of his coverage this season, for sure. He has done impressions in the past, though, but once you're told your Vince is really good, are you gonna not keep doing it? You know? His wince, sorry. Yes. We invite Sock. I will not invite Sakaman and Sock Pooya are banned from any events that I run. You probably get Dan through Taryn, but see, Red Wings, I would say you say that. That means we've had 5 years of opportunity to get Dan. We've not gotten Dan. Why is that? See what I mean? Dan is on Twitch, so he's your co-worker. Yeah, but there's like my colleagues, and then there's like the CEO and the CFO and all them, you know? He has been doing impressions for a long time, just not as in-depth as he is right now. Rob used to do great impressions. Rob used to kill it too, yeah. For sure, and he busts out the beanie, and why not? Right, when he gets full costume as well, the opportunity's there to take. All right, next question in the forum is, Taylor and Kylan are a couple. Did I miss something? You must have missed that they're a couple. Yes. I've been watching a lot of documentaries lately. Just finished Unknown Number and Fit for TV, The Reality of Biggest Loser. Do you have a favorite documentary or one you would recommend, or do you not watch any docs? I've not watched a lot of documentaries. I'll keep it honest with you. I watched the Tinder Swindler. I watched the Vince McMahon documentary last year. There was a FIFA one that I watched on Netflix as well. What else have I watched? I've not watched many. I'm not going to lie to you. I've not watched a lot. I feel like I've watched one more that I now cannot recall. Was the Tiger King a documentary? Does that count? I don't know if it counts or not. Soccer Mom Suppy is being banned on 926 is wild. And listen, and I double down. They are banned. Rob's Boston Rob kills me also, even though it doesn't sound as Boston Rob as you'd think. But he kills it every time. You think he's going to do a lot of impressions in the audiobook, Lionel? I just finished unknown number less than an hour ago. Oh, there we go. Tiger King does count. Well, there you go. That's another one also. Woolly Art, welcome and hope you're doing well. My octopus teacher was amazing, Doc. Highly recommend. Do you have a favorite album from this season? Ooh, if you can get me the BB Team North's tweet with all the albums, I'll pick one. I'll tell you which one is my favorite, AJ. Shout out Crime Scene with Mari. If you like watching docs, always recommend them. They do such a thorough job there. Just finished Trader's Island. I hope you enjoyed our Chief, and don't spoil it in case anyone hasn't watched it, but I hope you enjoyed it. What is the significance of Sacre? Ask the mods. I don't know. Chat. Okay. Could you talk more about your thoughts on the Time 2 RP shutdown and any future plans? I really like the GTA streams. So I mentioned this yesterday. How can we watch Trader's Island? Ichami, you're sub to me. If you check in the Discord, there should be links. If you check in the RHAP Discord, there should be links. Those are your first two spaces to look around and ask people, and you should be able to find them. I got you there. Welcome to Australian Rules Grand Final Day, Australian Football Super Bowl. Oh, shit. NC, is your team in the finals? Can I imagine the publisher would like Taryn doing impressions? We'll see. Snoop Dogg is the pregame entertainment. Man, Snoop Dogg is just fucking everywhere. Well, he was like on Kai Cenat's stream like what, a week ago? So I brought this up yesterday on the bingo stream, but I know a lot of you were not around for that. So there's some GTA RP updates for you. Number one, the stream, the server I was a part of, Time 2, has been shut down. The owner, basically, there's been some more information now that's come out. Basically, the guy hated being the owner and felt like it was a lot of responsibility and shut it down. Shut it down without any heads up or nothing. Just shut it down. So that kind of left a lot of us in a standstill of like, where do we go next? Now, obviously, as y'all know, GTRP is like one of my 5 streams, so I was fine. However, what I felt bad for was any of the staff that didn't have a place to go, or any of the streamers that exclusively did RP stuff. And like that was their server, that was their home, right? So essentially, he backs out, and now it was like, where do we go? What happens? 2 things have happened since. Number one, there's another server by the name of Prodigy. And I would argue Prodigy is probably the biggest RP stream out there at the moment. Maybe only No Pixel being the other one. And Prodigy has opened their doors to let in people from Time 2 into their server without needing to write an application, but you still have to, they're still going through the progress of looking at everybody, and through that process, picking people up. So hopefully I can land in Prodigy. I'm feeling optimistic, but we'll see. The other thing that has happened is there has been an announcement from that same night. A streamer that had been very much doing RP full-time in Time 2 for about a month before it shut down is starting his own server where RP is the focal point, RP is the focus. And that is launching in 3 weeks. So we are definitely going to be back in RP, hopefully sooner rather than later, with starting with Prodigy. But then in 3 weeks, guaranteed, we will be applying, and I will be trying to get into that new city. That city is going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot of the familiar faces that we've already met, also, which will be great. So we have options. But it did suck. It did suck to see that shutdown happen the way it did. Proud of you getting into RP that surf. Mandy, I'm so happy I took the plunge because I've loved every bit of it. I loved every bit of it. It was a little bit tough in the beginning, a little nerve-wracking, but I've enjoyed myself immensely doing RP, and I will be continuing to do RP. That ain't going nowhere. With Taylor Swift and Adele rumored to be on the Super Bowl halftime show, who would you like to perform, not including them? If they are if it's those two, like who else would I like to see there also? Like who would I like to see make a cameo? I don't know. It's a hard question. Gail seems confident I might be able to bring hard to swallow news there. I think so, and I feel like I co-sign that feeling. Lippy Lindsay, welcome and hello. I saw Mike reveal the mastermind on Blue Sky via what he saw on feeds. Did you see that / thoughts? I did. well, we talked about it here earlier, Kellyanne. It doesn't surprise me, but also who else could it have been? You know, like I know people are like, oh, it's Andrew the intern. It's like, come on, man. Like they didn't do this all season just for it to be someone that they know people don't care about, you know? Morgan asking Ashley her opinion on her social game. Morgan's kind of leaving the door open for Ashley to tell her whatever she wants. This is kind of a road bump, but it's kind of exciting that the connections you've made can lead to other servers now. Yes. And like, if we are able to get into Prodigy, Prodigy is a North American server first, which means I will be in a position where I could go, you know, there's going to be exciting stuff happening in the evening. So I could do an evening RP stream versus like a daytime RP stream. And also having a foot in both worlds, I'm not mad at, you know, being in two servers. That's something we can do and that'll work out nice. As long as the Raiders are in the Super Bowl, I don't care who the halftime is. Well, listen, all I know is the Ashton from the Raiders needs to pull up and needs to deliver because my fantasy team needs them. Daisy, welcome in. Good evening. Hope you're doing well. Hello. I read an article that NFL wouldn't meet Taylor Swift's demands published earlier today. Interesting. How does that work for y'all? Like Hard to Swallow news crew and the players that run Pearls, was that specific to that server? That seems tough to have to restart. So the other server that's going to be coming soon, that server, a lot of the staff are the staff that have recently no longer had a thing with Time 2. And a lot of the player base, I think, is going to be people coming in from that realm. So yes, the news station, Pearls, those were all for that server specifically. We have already been told that we will have Hard to Swallow news at both servers. So that's not a worry, but like something like Pearls, it has to just be a discussion of like whether or not they're going to add it or not. So for example, in Prodigy, there's no Pearls. There is Cluck and Bell instead of Pearls. So it depends on the server. And like but the thing is everyone's gonna be starting from zero anyway in that server. Nothing's being ported over, you know? I see Ashley's vision. She gained credibility with that reveal, and now she's gonna bash Vinny maybe. I need the Vito Gate reveal start. How's your fantasy team doing? I am one of two teams in my league that's 3-0. Little old me. Little amateur rookie me. But I lost one of my two running backs this week, and I'm kind of fucked now. Because no one's willing to trade me without taking gold off my team, and I'm not going to let that happen. I'm the 3-0 team. I'm not letting that happen. Skull Vikings, yes. I'm like a very wide receiver heavy team. All right. Next question is, do you think Morgan's BB jargon will be adopted by other seasons like my block? I don't know. Every year people say stuff and they get co-opted outside the house. Some of them stay in the house, but who knows? Thanks for playing. I've watched a few YouTube videos of people on other servers and I noticed that the food spots were different, so I felt bad for them. It seems like Pearls was such a hot spot for Time 2. Yes, but what's funny, Mandy, is that the first time I streamed for y'all, that was the opening day of Pearls, but the 3 weeks leading up to me streaming, there was no Pearls. Pearls didn't exist. Envy does not want my block to be a thing. Have I been to a Vikings game yet? I've been to one game, but it was a preseason game. We went to the preseason game against the Patriots because the tickets were $14 combined for both of us. So we took the try. But then after getting into it now, I really want to go to a proper game. It felt like we got to watch Pearls bloom. Exactly, Mandy. Exactly. Actually, I do have some good clips of shenanigans that we did off stream. Because remember, I told y'all I started recording some of my sessions to put on YouTube, but I've not looked into doing that. But I have them on my computer. And we have some very funny moments in those clips that I could share. So that'll be fun to share with y'all at some point. But I mean, if we start a new day, I just got to be on top of recording all my sessions for the new servers, and that way you're not missing on anything. You're not missing. There's not these big ass gaps. You know what I mean? There's not these big ass gaps that y'all have to deal with. Because I think that was the hardest thing for me with Time 2. Have we shared the pigeon diss track? Yes. I shared it with the chat. What was it last chat last week? Remind me. Was that last week? Also, what's really fucking cool, and I noticed this yesterday, Twitch has finally added, you know how you can scrub back and rewind live on YouTube? Twitch has finally added that for people who have Twitch Turbo or have subscribed to streams. Because I noticed that I could do that with my stream. I was like, oh, this is fucking sick. So if you're subscribed, you ever need to rewind, now your job got a little bit your life got a little bit easier. That was a work thing last week, so glad to hear it. Yeah, it was so good. Thank you, Mandy. I will say it's my best work musically so far. The playback feature is so clutch, right, Flinzel? Yeah, the Pigeon diss track is my best diss track yet, in my opinion. It's the one I flowed the best on, I think. Have you watched Amazing Race yet? I was surprised at how uninteresting it was to me. 2 reasons: I think too many Big Brother people I have no interest in seeing again. And I think I just prefer Amazing Race with Unknown's thoughts. For me, it was uninteresting because of the format. I like seeing the Big Brother people. Some of the teams, if I could handpick and change stuff, I would. But I think for me, the Big Brother people, are they appealing enough to make me enjoy the Amazing Race format? I think the answer probably sits at a no, but they still are enticing enough that I will watch while my favorites are still there to watch my favorites. You know what I mean? But I think I will be watching it after. I'm not watching it live. I don't think I can watch it live. I think what I do is on Wednesdays, I watch Survivor, and then I go do my business, and then like overnight when the episode gets released or the next day, I'll watch it maybe on a little faster speed even. Maybe that's my move. Sharing this because Flow vibing to it is so funny. I have the YouTube link if y'all want the YouTube link for the diss track, because I had to upload it to YouTube to post it. To play it in the server, I mean. And the RHB just needs to create and produce its own reality competition show. There'd be no flaws, right? Oh my God, Kellyanne. You'd think that. I think format-wise, we'd nail it. But production-wise, it would be tough. It'd be a lot of real estate to focus on. I wish Corey and Zach were on there. Honestly, they may have gone out first and they'd be so entertaining. I think Corey and Zach should have been a lock, personally. You need to know my Survivor thoughts? Stephanie, ask me a direct question. I'll give you an answer. I got you. Ooh, bad news, Mikey. Pooya, I have a confession. I put all my AFP votes on Vinny. I am so sorry. That's fine. Like, that confession I'm fine with. It's your AFP votes. What y'all want to do with your AFP votes, I have no qualms about. The only person I'd have qualms about is if anyone I know put 10 on Riley or Kelly. Anybody else I can understand and I'm fine with. Oh my God, could you imagine, Zach and Corey be on this season of Amazing Race going out first, and then all Zach needs to do is go on Big Brother and be obnoxious to try and go out first, and then he's hit the trifecta. Ten on Riley. How about 1 on Riley? We can't be friends, Mandy. How about that? Morgan is throwing away clothes left behind by the other Victor Asks. Maybe they'll want that stuff after the show is over. I don't think they'll let her throw them out. I don't think so. Ooh, let's see. We got a bigger question here. Pooya, what up? Big fan, but new Twitch follower. Is that the word, right? Yeah, the word is right. If you press follow, you are a follower. Unlike YouTube, where if you subscribe, that's a follow. Here, a subscribe is different. Subscribe is the monetary subscribe, but you got the lingo right. Okay, BB27 was the first season I watched. This was the first time I started diving into RGP Network. Lovely. So last year was the first time I was introduced to you. Okay, a 32-year-old me. Love that. What's your story? I know Taryn was never on a reality show, so I'm curious if you ever were. How did you get connected with RHAP? Love whenever you're on a Big Brother podcast /update. I've never watched the slot, but I think you host that. Anything else? Help me know you. So I lots of questions, just want to learn. Hey, no worries, I got you. No, so Chappelle and Rob host the slop. I've been a guest on the slop. So I have not been on a reality show. I got into RHAP because RHAP at the time, in 2016, RHAP had a rotating panel of 3 people that talked Big Brother with Rob. They were known as the LFC, the live feed correspondents, okay, the LFC. And Jordan Parhar from BB Can 3 was with them. So it was 4 of them, really. Rob wanted to add a 4th member of the LFC, a 4th person into the live feed update correspondence. And so what happened was he decided to call out for applications, send a video and send an application in, and then he made a competition known as So You Think You Can Podcast. However many applications he got, he selected 10 of those people. 10 of those people now had the opportunity to get on the podcast, present themselves to the world, and through voting, one of them would become the next member of the LFC. People you may know that are still here on this network that were in that are myself, Liana, Aman, and Melissa. The four of us were all found through So You Think You Can Podcast. They did this in teams. So the 3 LFC members did a draft. They drafted 2 of the teams had 3 people on them. One of them had 4. Me and Aman both ended up on the team that had 4. And basically people voted, and the lowest vote getter from that team would be leaving the first round. And then the lowest vote getter in the second round for each team would then leave, leaving a final 3. But in our team, it was a double eviction. 2 people had to leave in the second round. So myself and Aman go out in the second round. Liana, Melissa, and y'all may not know him if you're new fans, but not John Krause. Adam Bon Giovanni from my team. The 3 of them went into the finals. Then Liana loses in that final round. So then it becomes a head-to-head of Melissa versus Adam. Melissa wins. Melissa becomes the 4th member of the LFC. Obviously, that format, as you know it, is gone now because now it's like Taryn is the face of Big Brother coverage here. He used to just be an LFC guy. He is the face of the coverage now. And every other podcaster that does Big Brother, whether we are the live feed, whether you're a live feed updater, you're just a recap person, we're all kind of in the same pool now. We're in the Big Brother pool. So that's where we are now. That's how I got my start here. That was my start. And then after that, I got opportunities talking some Survivor here and there, making guest spots. And then during BB19, they added the live feed updates as a feature. We didn't have live feed updates before that. And that's where I really started shining. I made myself available a lot because my work schedule was like, I worked afternoons. So I worked from like 3 to 11, which meant I was awake and available during the week on like 11 and noon for when the live feed updates were happening. So I got a lot of opportunities there. Then I kind of became seen as a reliable source. I ended up carving my own niche, my own spot, and that was Friday mornings. That's how you know Pooya Fridays to be what it is, because as far back as BB20, I've been the Friday morning guy. So, and then for a long time, Liana was the Saturday morning person, but I'm the Friday morning boy. And then I got my first offer to host my own show when they were looking to do a recap for Masked Singer. And they were like, who would you like to be your co-host if you were to do that? And I hit up Liana and I was like, hey, babe. Because at this point, Liana and I were like, babe. But no one knew. I was like, babe, you want to do a podcast together? So we started podcasting together. And then I moved in 2020, Masked Singer being my only podcasting credit. And since then, as y'all know, we got 90 Day. Then we got all these other shows that we tried and have since been gone. Like, you know, we had Sexy Beasts for like a season, myself and Jenny did. Then we had MILF Manor that myself and Jenny did, and Chappelle and Rob are also doing with us. Me and Chappelle have covered Bel Air. I have talked about The Circle with Taryn for a bunch of seasons. And then The Traitors came along. And I really feel like that's when I felt like I'm a serious one now. Like I'm a serious person. And that was the birth of The Traitors. So yeah, here we are. That's the full story. I gave you a little bit more detail than I may have before, just in case, you know, some of you are new here. I would like to know more lore, but may not have asked, you know? All right, let me scroll up and see what y'all have been saying, because I have not been paying as close attention here. The Slavinist counterpart. Oh, okay. When Catherine was asking for boob tape, I was like, huh? Pasties? No, boob tape is boob tape. Honestly, awesome question. And sorry, one sec. Awesome question and answer. I wouldn't have thought to ask this, but I've been listening for years. Awesome to hear. Thank you, MB. I'm happy you also got the answer then. Then I'm happy I went with the more detailed version. Interesting. I love Taryn, but prefer your energy. Thank you, Lindsay. I appreciate that. I'm glad my energy is for you. I'm glad. Adrian asked for hot pink toilet paper and edible bricks. What does that even mean? And the 3 foot lint roller. I had no idea people had assigned days. So back in the day, there was less of us, so we almost unofficially had our own days. Like Pooya Fridays started becoming a thing people said, and it has stuck. And then obviously when I'm doing my streams on Fridays and I call them Pooya Fridays, it kind of sticks with that repetition as well. But there was a time where everyone kind of kept doing the same day. Your weekend crew was me, Liana, and Kirsten doing Sundays. Mary used to be, it was Mary Mondays. Mary used to do Mondays. I feel like Jenny used to do Tuesdays for when she was doing live feed updates. I want to say Lita was doing Wednesdays and John Cross was doing Thursdays. Like there was a couple of people, like there was, I think, a total of 9 people and 7 days. So there was a couple of rotations, but for the most part, you were kind of doing the same days over and over and over again. Then obviously when the team expands, that kind of goes out the window a little bit. I think also work schedules end up changing. Luckily for me, my work has always allowed me to make Fridays available, so that's why I got to keep mine, you know. So yeah. Rob edited, so he was asking for edibles. I am so lost what this all means. Thank you, NC, appreciate that. Who was the old Big Brother live feed update guy before Taryn? Before Taryn was Brian Lynch. It was Brian Lynch, and then after Brian Lynch, it was Taryn, Brent, Alex were the trio that came in. Can't wait for another circle. I don't know if the circle's coming back. I think otherwise, I always said nipple tape. I remember I was doing, yeah. See, and that's what it was, Molly, for a while after that. Castica, stay with the Prime sub. Appreciate you. I know you get one. I just do appreciate you using it on me. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. No offense, but is Adrian a child? I would say so. Pooya Blossom with live feed ups and bloomed with the traders, in my opinion. I hope you take that as a compliment. Oh, 1,000% I take that as a compliment. Because it was like, if you compare how I was as a podcaster to start and how I am now, it is night and day. I improved. I became better. And I really found my voice and I really found my confidence through this. I was very insecure as a podcaster early on. Watched Inside USA on Netflix. Thoughts? I have not watched it yet, Lori, so no spoilers, but I will get to it eventually. Nike Mondays are my fave. After Pooya Fridays, right? That's what you mean? Even last year, Corey did Wartenberg Wednesdays. Right. Yes. I'm new to Twitch, at least because I'm old at 40 and didn't know how all this worked. Thanks for explaining, though. It's nice to hear behind the scenes. Hey, MV, you ain't old. You ain't old. And happy to listen. If you ever have questions about anything I do here, or Twitch questions, like technical Twitch questions or Discord questions, feel comfortable enough to ask in the chat, and someone will definitely help you out and sort you out, okay? Matt Mondays were before Mary Mondays. Yeah, Matt, see, that's what I'm saying, though. We all kind of had a day at the time before things got shuffled around. I thought they did a fun job of the rotation this year. Kristen's update landed so well. She caught so many messy days. I don't know how ahead of time. Sam's in here, so he could maybe answer this. I don't know how ahead of time planning was or formatting was for these updates, but I feel like the updates worked real well this year. Very smooth. Tonight show had DR segments with random shit that house gets asked for. Oh, I see. See, I missed that because I must have tuned out by that point. Because I left after the Keanu jury segment. What's Brian Lynch doing now? Nail Rock? I have no idea. Couldn't tell you. No clue. No clue. Thoughts on everyone's draft for Survivor 49? Shannon, how does it feel, Shannon? How does it feel? How does it feel? Another poor performance by Shannon Gus. Who would have thunk it? Couldn't be me. But no, everyone's drafts, I mean, I feel really good about mine, I'll tell you that much. Just like you will get it to the mole season 2. Never. Cases, if anyone beats 58, I'll subscribe. What? Like if anyone is older than 58, Kate? Get the subscription ready, because I'll tell you this right now. I do believe we have people that are more than 58 out here. I'm 35 and still don't know anything about Twitch. I just click the vid and watch. Hello. Do we need to say our birthdays again? No, you're good. If you don't want to share, you don't have to share. We even got baby Andy and Franny this year on recaps, and we love it. It's usually at least 3 to 4 days out, sometimes more, hopefully not less, says Sam. There we go. Thank you, Sam. Everyone was new ones. Mazdafi here to help, but our community is so helpful. So chat, I know chat will be also help. Exactly. There are no bad questions. At one point, we were all rookies to this shit. So feel free and comfortable to ask anything you want. Really going to hurt her average draft placement. And the thing is, I'm the number one in average draft placement and drafts won. I'm a 2-time champion, and I'm a champion of both accolades. I do not care about the average draft placement. Because Shannon cares, I hope it just gets worse every year. And like, I know I sound vindictive and evil, but to that I say, Shannon, you talk shit about me one too many times. So you made this villain happen. I like the person that left Survivor. I do too. It was just a tough spot for them to be, I think, without giving any spoilers away. So you started podcasting first time ever for 2016? Yes. It was November of 2016. No, yes, it was November of 2016. That's when it started. And, now we've been doing this for 9 years. I'm more curious if Brent or Alex still watch Big Brother. Brian was like 10 years ago. I believe Brent still does watch Big Brother. I see occasional retweets on my timeline. I do not think Alex is watching Big Brother anymore. Kalita called it. Yes. Catlin says, I'm 70. I hate that I was spoiled for the first move based on the promos. I hate that I noticed these things, so I knew whoever picked them would get the grenade. Tomster, you are not alone. There are people that also operate like you do. That they don't miss anything, Didn't Shannon win and then hit the grenade 2 seasons back to back? Yes. And she could have had Shannon Bree. She could have said, you know what? Someone with my name and I am practically getting them at the last pick. I'll take them. She chose not to. She genuinely deadass thought there was a better pick on the board with a 50-50. So, can I feel sympathetic? No. Toph, thank you for the prime sub. Welcome back for month number 54. Thank you for using one prime on me. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. We don't get old, we level up. Hell yeah, Jill. Willie Girl says, I'm 62. Welcome, new subscribers. Come on, there are bad questions. Like, when are you going to watch The Mole? Lori, you know what? I stand corrected. You're right. I've been on Twitch for like 10 years at this point. Samesies. But I've not been watching Twitch I've been watching Twitch like about 8 years now, I would say. The side eye ski was so funny. Shannon should let her baby draft next time. Maybe that'll work out better. How late do you stream on Fridays? Like, how long will this go? Kellyanne. So typically, what are we now? How deep are we right now? An hour 15. So typically the pad starts at 10 p.m. Eastern. And I would say, Chad, and you feel free to correct me, I feel like it hits about 3 hours more average than not, right? Like 2:45 to 3 hours ish, 3:15. Sometimes it'll go beyond that. Back in the day, we used to have it go later, but it hasn't been happening as often. And part of that is on me because I end up needing to calm down from the pod adrenaline to get some sleep because Saturdays, Leon and I would do date day and stuff. So I would say at the very least, we're here for another hour and a half. At least. So maybe more. Who knows? I also lost a member of my draft team this week. Debbie, I'm so sorry that happened to you. Is she in here? Who? Shannon? Ain't no way. Ain't no way she's still here. Or she's here. I just had a dope Big Brother is watching you poster. Shame if he quit. I mean, people move on from these shows all the time. I don't know. I don't think Jordan Parhar's watching the show like that anymore. November 2016, there was an election that month. Respawning. Don't I fucking know it. Yes, there was. I always thought the Shannon, Chappelle, and you was a bit. It is. To be clear, I don't hate Shannon. But Shannon has talked shit on me, which means I will talk shit on Shannon. And the more Shannon tries to make me sound like I am weak and bad at drafts, the more I will be loud about it when I do good in the drafts. But notice when Asia wins or Asia gets grenaded, Asia don't get no shit talk from me. Chappelle doesn't get shit talk from me. Taryn sometimes could get shit talk, but not recently. And Liana obviously hasn't either. It really is Shannon who like keeps trying to like get involved. Okay, thank you for the tier 1 3 months in advance. I do appreciate that. Thank you for trusting that the content's going to be worth your while and fun going into the new year. I really do appreciate that. Enjoy your emotes, free emotes to use. Enjoy your hoodie next to your name in the chat. Enjoy your ad-free viewing experience. And enjoy being able to rewind to your desire right here, right now on the screen whenever you want. Also, thank you so much. You can now rewind and pause in streams if you're a sub. You can, Tom Stern. It's a huge thing. I'm very surprised that it took Twitch this long to get it. How many podcast hours did you have before you started to feel that you found your voice? That is an amazing question. That's an amazing question. Let me see. I would say I started feeling better as a podcaster after having The Masked Singer. So if you count, 2 seasons of live feed updates, 2 or 3 seasons of live feed updates, a couple of Survivor podcasts. I don't know how many hours that'll be, but at least 30, 40, maybe 50 podcasts, 50 hours, maybe less actually. 50 hours sounds like a lot. And the reason why it took till Masked Singer is because I edited the Masked Singer podcast myself. So I was able to listen back to myself and really learn how I sound and really learn about my pacing, see how many filler, if I'm using filler words and how many, and trying to limit that and trying to find ways to fill the silence without it being waffle. So that's when I think I really felt like I found my voice. And then I feel like I found my confidence in all of this during the pandemic and because of streaming. The chat is amazing, by the way. Thanks for everyone sharing their age and how they also suck at Twitch or whatever. Appreciate the safe space. Always love Pooya lives on Friday. Thank you, MB. Thank you so much. And the thing is, that's why I call my stream, my community, the most wholesome on Twitch. Because Twitch really can be a very intimidating place and people can be very mean. But I've never had that be the case here. Everyone's so quick to be supportive and uplifting of one another. It's half the reason why the Less Than 2 emote has become the moniker of the squad, the Less Than 2 crew. Because it's just support at the end of the day. Who's podcasting about BB27 and then they famously learned, yep. That's true, Vinyl. Not a bad question, the best question. Awful answers lately, though. Wow, how dare you. All right, I'm catching up with you, chat. 12-hour spooky stream this October, please. Listen, I'm going to be gone the first third of October. So I haven't heard enough talk about the water spit during Survivor. What do you want to know, McKenna? What do you want to know? First of all, hopefully that ice cream was good. So the water spit was nasty. It was nasty because it was not prompted. If you did that without me asking, I would feel so uncomfortable. I'm not going to lie. You blew such a lead in your big B draft. What happened, Tomster? I haven't heard enough talk about it. I just read that. Sorry. Speaking of Shannon, if you haven't checked out her new pod with her husband, please do. It's good. Gussing around. There we go, Ali. I've not checked it out yet, to be clear, but definitely y'all should check out Gussing Around. I believe it's similarly formatted to the Pal, as in it's a couple talking about them, All right. Shannon's not enough BB podcasts for me to know her like the other Archie. Well, I think outside of the Cerise season, BB25, Shannon has never been on Big Brother podcasts before that or after that. Shannon brings it on herself, and that's the thing. Shannon wants the beef, and I'm like, all right, well, I'll back the beef then. Loved her JLP interview. I still have to watch that also. Ali, thank you for your prime. I know you get one of these, so thank you for using it on me, Ali. Hope you've been doing well. Welcome back from Martin number 47, aka the Andy and Asia number. Boom. I'm a young Gen Xer. We all have A's in here. Everyone is so nice. Hell yeah. And if people are mean, you can just ban them. Hell yeah. Absolutely. Happy Halloween. It is September. This chat might even be more supportive than the Swifty streams I watch. Oh, shit. That's huge. That is huge. Now that's an endorsement, chat. Nicole said he asked her to. Oh, shit. I didn't realize that. Okay. Then I don't have an opinion then. They edited that out. Then if he said do it, then who are we to judge? She's cooking right now on her cam talk. What Fan Bam, can we get the footnotes? What are we getting here? If you go back and watch, there was a splice. That is nasty work that they spliced it. I want to go to 6-1, but it's taking forever just to get to below 80 degrees. I hate global warming. I agree. Well, this older lady needs to go to bed. Just wanted to know how you're doing. I'm Canadian and hope that Archie comes my way soon. Oh, are you all okay? Looks scary to be in America nowadays. It can be scary. It can be scary, Molly. But I hope you have a good night's sleep. Thank you for hanging out. I do appreciate it. And hopefully we do make our way to Canada soon. Because I need my poutine fix also. That great banter. Love that, Ali. That's awesome. Thank you for letting us know. Reminding the people. Kellyanne, thank you for your Prime sub as well. I know you get one of these, so I do appreciate you taking your chance on me. Thank you. Y'all may think, a Prime sub is free. It is, but it means a lot to me because you get one of them. So the fact that you're giving it to me means a lot. Thank you. Do you ever still edit video at all anymore, or full-time podcaster now? I edit all the PAL podcasts. I edit every podcast that I send to the network. I edit before I send over. So Traders, 90 Day, the PAL, I'm missing a pod. If I'm the host, I edit it and send it back. So I still do editing there. As far as video editing goes, I edit the PAL video. I want to get into doing more of my YouTube content, but to be honest, it is my third priority after behind podcasting and streaming. Not necessarily in that order, but those two are top priorities. So if I don't have time, I don't focus on that at all. But that's my bread and butter. Sorry, I didn't mean to shake the camera as much as I was adjusting real quick. Come to Canada? Hell yeah. She's kind of practicing her speech. Oh, that's awesome, Amy. That's good to know. I'm so happy she's got optimism here and ready to go. AZ, thank you for the tier 3 for 21 months. Blackjack month here. Thank you so much, AZ. Appreciate you. Welcome back into the Less Than 2 crew. Thank you. Ashley week 6, Rachel wanted Morgan out. I talked her out of that and flipped it to include Morgan, which includes Vinny. 2 for 1 allies to Rachel, giving Ashley shields on all sides. Interesting. But my husband came home from work today and asked me if the PAL was up for the week because he needed a good laugh from a bad day at work. He has never requested me to put on a podcast, so this is a massive compliment. Ali, that is sick, That is awesome. And I hope he enjoyed, because this was a very fun episode of the PAL, I thought. We're starting a new little segment on the PAL starting this week. No, that is absolutely huge. I will be sure to let Liana know that too, of like someone who doesn't really listen to podcasts wanted our podcast on. That is amazing. And I hope he feels better now, Ali. Tell him I appreciate it. I remember it so well because Taco Bell just came out with the Crunchwrap Supreme for the first time while I was visiting Chicago in 2005. They do have a good Six Flags up there. I'm happy with ours, though. How many Six Flags are there in the States? As I answer, chat, question 6,400 in the form. Pooya, I'm new around here. Does PAD stand for something or just like the Pad the Hangout? So it does stand for the Pad the Hangout, but the acronym is for Pooya After Dark. So you can see why it works good as a both. This is the pad, come hang out on my pad, come chill. But it is Pooya After Dark because it is late night and we are chit-chatting on a Friday. That's the double meaning there. Next question, what is the difference between the pad and the PAL? So confused. I am as well, because I don't like that they made the PAL short form for the Pooya and Liana Lounge. So the pad is this stream every Friday. The PAL is the Pooya and Liana Lounge podcast that me and Liana do every week. Our podcast on RHAP. That's the difference. One is a podcast, one is not a podcast. So. Turned her enemies into allies. Vince target week 1. That's also a good narrative to spin for sure. Can you explain Goose Goose Duck or whatever it's called? I'm new around here. Yes. Goose Goose Duck basically is Among Us with proximity chat and extra roles built into the game, and it's free to play on Steam. Now, if you don't know what Among Us is, Goose Goose Duck is basically video game Mafia, where just like Mafia, where there's Mafia and there's townspeople, in Goose Goose Duck, there are ducks and there are geese. The geese are the good people. The ducks are evil. Your objective is to vote out the ducks. The ducks' objectives are to kill the geese. If you are a goose on the map and you find a dead body, you report it, you go into a meeting where everyone can deliberate, and then your objective is to vote out the ducks. So it's that. And I've been doing that for the last 225 weeks. I've got a long-lasting series of that going on. So feel free to pull up. That's Sundays at 5 p.m. Eastern every Sunday. So come through and check that out. It's a good time. And usually consists of the podcasters. Sometimes we'll get Survivor alumni, Big Brother alumni. We've had a good time. This stream overview tonight is so fun. Good questions. Y'all have been killing it. 225 weeks. Kellyanne, first time we did Goose Goose was hold up. Why am I about to... Let me just look at the thumbnail and tell you. Or did I have the dates on the early ones at the time? I don't think I did. I'm checking now. No, I didn't, but I can check on Twitch tracker and see when the first stream I did for Among Us was, because I know it was in September. All right, it was the 9th. Was it the 19th of September? No. So the 19th of September is when we did the pad version. That one night where we did it at the, instead of doing the pad, we did Among Us because I was playing with friends. But the first official one was on the 26th. The 25th. Sorry, it was the 25th. So, oh my God, that was exactly 5 years ago. That was exactly 5 years ago. Jenny's birthday, yes. Yeah. Yeah. So every Sunday, with the exception of some, I've been either busy out of town or we didn't have enough people. But 225 out of how many Sundays in 5 years? In a year. 52 Sundays in a year. So how many Sundays in... Ugh, I'm not going to do math. Fuck it. I know it's easy to just times it by 5, but... About 260 to 280 Sundays is what Quora says. So, not too shabby. Ashley Camp Talk was so good. Sunshine, are you feeling better about her odds then? What did MV say? Did you and Liana meet prior to doing RHAP or because of RHAP? No, MV, you're good. We met because of RHAP, because of So You Thinking podcast. We met through there. We both messaged each other, like, you know, encouragement, and also this was a very unique experience where this is 10 newbies to the podcasting world, seeing people make threads about them on Reddit and judge them. So it was a very, very like humbling experience, but we got to like at least have each other there, and that's how we met. Minneapolis has a Cedar Fair Park, and since the merge with Six Flags, technically Minneapolis has a Six Flags. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I should go with Leon at some point. She's got some great points of her influence on the game. Amazing. I never doubted Ashley. I just doubted Ashley could get there because Ashley wasn't in a position to win comps. Now she has a chance. She has a good chance of being there, which makes it a lot of fun. Honestly, based on the jury segment today, I'm not liking Ashley's chances at all. Well, that was the worry. This is Randall. I remember Liana retelling a Mitch Hedberg joke on a panel a few weeks ago, and perhaps she knows this, but Mitch Hedberg was from St. Paul, one of the best gone too soon. I'll bring that up to her, Vinyl. I don't know if she knows that. I didn't tell you about how bad I blew my draft. Tell me, Tomster. What did you do? All right. I'm going to go to the next question in the forum now. Russell said Mitch Hedberg was awesome. Vince a lock for second, both Morgan and Ashley taking him. He's got his 75K in the bag, I think. I was checking out the Stockwatch ranks the other day, and I saw you're like number 30. I'm like 1,500. Amy, I've had a good comeback, and I low key think I'm gonna sell shares and sit. As much as I still think Morgan's winning this, how much is the bump up if you do it? How much is the bump up to 10 from the 9 rating she got? Let me see on the projections. Oh, it is 100% bump up. You're doubling up your money at that point. You know what? Scared money don't make no money. I'm going to fucking hold Morgan and hope for the best. I'm going to back Morgan. Oh, fuck. I have $40. Oh, I can't even remove money for some. What? Can I ask why is the market closed when the finale's on Sunday? Like, shouldn't it be adjusted? Like, I feel like you should have had one more opportunity to buy sell after the Thursday the episode. Because there's no stock watch? That's weird. Even if there's no stock watch, I feel like you should have been able to like they should have made it so that the stock market closes on Sunday morning or something. Because Monday is too late now. Anyway, well, Morgan could still nail some money. Either way, We could have had an extra $40, but I guess we won't have that. No, it's fine. Morgan is such a good friend of Vince, period. 1,000%. She's literally been there for him every step of the way. And like trying to calm down any insecurity he has. I got the final three correct in my preseason rankings on bracketology. Damn, Tara, okay, you cooking? They gave Vince credit for his fourth HOH in the Jersey, but I don't believe in him for a final two speech. That's where I think he can stumble. All it takes is one negative comment that he doesn't see coming, one blindside, and I think he turns into mush. But we'll see. Atomic, you've missed. Listen, it's been a very fun stream so far, so feel free to go back and check. But I've talked about my RP stuff and where that's going because the server shut down. We've talked at length about Big Brother tonight. Quite a bit, actually. We've talked a lot of origin stories. A lot of lore is being unlocked and revisited. So, yeah. This season feels like a brand steal. All right. Well, we have still a lot of questions in the forum, too, that I'm getting through. Would AmeriCorey double date with Vorgan? Well, this is the wrong place to ask because I can't speak for them. But I would think so. They're both friendly. They would both be nice and cordial with anybody. So I would say yes. Would Liana be mad if you went on national TV and foot cuddled with someone else? Not if we talked about it before I went on and we said that, you know, what if it's necessary for Strat? Liana has always said to me that if I went on television, I need to do whatever it takes to win, and flirting is on the cards. I can do that if I need to. Because Liana knows that where my heart lies. Like, I have her initials tattooed on me, for fuck's sakes. She knows I'm committed. I think if the shoe was on the other foot, I don't think I'm secure enough to feel that way. I think I would feel a little uncomfortable. But Liana has said she'd be fine with it if it was for game. I don't think I would still go through with it for game. I don't think I'd be able to do it. Corey said he doesn't want to talk to Vince. Poof. Retract what I said then. Never mind. Liana be fun to bring my money? Exactly. Okay, it's 1 a.m. here, and I'm sick with it. Oh my God, Palmleaf, I'm so sorry to hear that. I hope you feel better soon. Take care, rest, get some sleeps, and hopefully I see you back here in the future and you feel a lot better. I think Morgan runs as soon as she sees the term cheat mans. It's not looking good, Skarkel. Coming to jury phase, I had all three of my players, Will, Lauren, and Vince, and had double the amount of points as the next person. Now I'm tied with the team that has Morgan and Keanu, and whoever wins the game wins the draft. That's incredible, Tomster. So as y'all know, for our HAP draft, I have Vince, so I'm probably not winning the draft. But one of Taryn or Amon is about to win the draft. But the Randy draft, I did the Randy Newpool draft, and I fucking cooked them. I had Vince, Morgan, and Ava on my team going into the final four. And the person who has Ashley is in last place by like more than 40 points. So I think I've won regardless. I love to see you on anything. The circle will be a good one. Thank you, Lindsay. Thank you so much. Do we know who won the final HOH? Part 1, Morgan. Part 2, Ashley. Silly Rose! Thank you for the 6 months in advance. I appreciate that. Thank you, Rose. Welcome in. Hope you enjoy your stay going into March. You're going to be here for New Year, for my birthday, for Traders US Season 4. Thank you for backing me that far. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for taking a chance on me. Enjoy your emotes and your ad-free experience. Imagine if Taryn did a deep dive with Vince. That would be interesting. Part 3. Yeah, 3 is going to be live on Sunday. Yes. This is true. You saw the first 3 seasons of The Circle. I mean, goes without saying, the coldest take in all the land. Circle UK is different gravy to Circle US. If Liana was to go on Survivor, what is her weird quirk that could make her a first boot? I don't think she has like a quirk that would make her a first boot like that. I think Liana would be restless. No, in the beginning, Liana would hide it very well. It would take a while for Liana to like seem restless or intense. So I would say nothing. Liana would not be the first boot. Is UK Circle the one that had Saffron? Saffron? Who? Are you a regular Renap listener? If so, favorite episode? Have you ever made a pitch that got onto the wheel? I have helped make one of the best Renap episodes in Mass Renapper. Big part of that, me. I have not listened to Renap in a long time. I'll be honest with you. I think it's been well over a year now. Since I've Renapped. But it's a good time. It's a good time. My favorite episode, I do have one too, you know. I'm not going to remember now. I'm not going to lie to you. Saffron Bar. I do not remember this name. Oh, she was in, yes. She looks familiar now. Oh, she was on the Celebrity Circle that we did. There we go. There we go. I'm still one of must listens. It's a good time. I've just fell out of time with it. I don't have time for it. Have you applied for Big Brother or any other show? I have not applied to any show. I've been asked to be on a show before, but I've not applied to be on a show before. Siblings are dating Renap is goated. Like I'm thinking of ones that I've not been on. There's been quite a few that I've enjoyed quite a bit. Actually, I've been here having a good conversation. I said, what does the conversation consist of, Amy? You gonna apply for Civ Traders US? No, I will not be applying to Traders. Can you spill the tea of what show? I don't know. I don't know if I can spill that tea quite, Kellyanne. I also have a soft spot for Oregon Trail. That one I was on. Basically, if y'all are pledging to not take it out of here, I was asked to be on a show that ultimately we found out I couldn't go on because I'm not from there. So I would have been on if not for that one big limitation. I outlived Akiva. I'm pretty sure I outlived me. Was it me and Jenny who survived? I think. Is there any RJ member who you haven't been on a pod with in a long time that you miss podcasting with? Jacob Jones, obviously. I've not been on a pod with him in over a year now. I believe we've not done Jerped in a hot minute. So Jenny, I would say. I'm also trying to think of people who I don't get a chance to podcast with a lot because they're not been on the shows I'm on, you know? I can't think of, my mind's a blank. AJ is someone I don't get to pod with often. Honestly, Maggie also. I feel like I don't get to talk to Maggie ever. First streamer to spend money. First time to spend money on a streamer. You have that kind of chat. Thank you, Rose. Thank you. That's me. Thank you so much. Listen, thank you for supporting me. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Rob murdered Akiva. Listen, we have to move on. Akiva got lost and Rob was super pissed. I miss date nights. What, double date nights with Jenny and Phil? I agree. It was a good time. I'll spill it to you. I think I just basically said it. I basically explained what it was. But yeah, if you want to say it in the chat, and then chat, if y'all want to throw emotes up to push it up after, feel free to do it respawning. But y'all be ready with the emotes to cover it up. Who is the mastermind? Why is it Raven? The mastermind is Dr. Will, my friend. Would you ever do a Riverdale watch potentially with Mary? I have watched all of Riverdale. Chat, question asker. I have watched all of Riverdale. And I've had a good time with it. If Mary asked me to watch it again, I would. And I'm pretty sure, have I not been on the podcast with Mary and Kirsten before? I think I have been. They're spilling way too much of their games. Well, that's funny because that's a world where both of them are going to go together. Scott, you're so sorry. Why are you sorry, Scarkel? Why are you sorry? Are you rooting for the cheat mans? What do you mean by that? Am I rooting for them to like get together as a couple? I'm not shipping. No. And I've said this also, I'm fine with any of the three winning. I have my preferences of the three. Who would I rather see win more than the other? But I'm fine with any three winning. So on that regard, I'm fine with it. If anything, I'm more okay with Vince winning now than I was before. Because if Vince wins now, he has to get taken to the final two and then plead his case. That means his case pleading has to be really good to do it. But he is third on my team, on my picks. And also, if he wins, I win the draft. So selfishly, I'm okay with that part also. But it's Morgan, Ashley, and I think it's Morgan 1, Ashley 2, Vince 3. That's kind of where I'm at. But also, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. Any of the three would be a fun winner because they play the game. That's how I feel. What's your favorite dish that the average American probably hasn't heard of? Getting a photo for you, chat. Trying to find a good photographic representation of what I'm feeling. You know what? This works. This works. This works. This explains everything. Oh, that's the perfect plate right there. All right, there we go. Let's do this. The dish that the average American may not be aware of that is my favorite. It's a Persian dish, as some of you may have predicted already, based on me quietly looking for a photo. And it is a plate known as the vaziri. You've got yourself the saffron rice. You've got the grilled tomato. You've got the greens, which the greens don't really matter as much. But then you've got one skewer of chicken kebab, one skewer of beef, both very succulent, very juicy. You've got the tadig, which is the crisped up rice or potato at the bottom of the pan. And then this is sumac, which is a seasoning that also goes well with all of this. Now, this plate I picked because, again, you got your chicken and your beef. You got your combination here. But if it was just 2 skewers of beef or 2 skewers of chicken, I'm not mad at it either. But this is a Persian dish near and dear to my heart that I would love every single time. There we go. And now you know my truth. You've been at the food portion. This happens every week also. Yes, this is true. Sonic Out and Blue Sky selling Vorgan mugs. I don't want to call them out because I like them. Wow, they're really, listen, if people are buying them, then good for them. I guess. We really needed Lauren and Kelly out. It worked out, Lindsay. Once that happened, it worked out for me. Entree, dessert. It's an entree. It's an entree. I'm not really a fan of a lot of desserts that the average American wouldn't know about, you know? That just looks amazing. Thank you, Calabos. Watching the new episode of Greatest British Baking Challenge now. Ooh. That different than the Great British Bake Off, I imagine. Zanku chicken on West Coast is my favorite. This sunshine looks amazing. Thank you. Is that your death row meal? Maybe a bigger portion of that, but I think so. I think so. If it was the last meal ever, yes. Ugh, I saw an even better picture, chat. Hold up. I saw a more Persian version of that same picture. Look at this. Look at this. I don't know why there's fries here. I don't mind fries, but I don't know why that's here. This is an eggplant side dish that I absolutely fucking love. So this is the perfect, that's a dessert. I don't know why there's qorme sabzi here in the middle of a kebab situation, but we'll take it. Yeah. We got a little more of that Persian combo here. What are those silver things on the left? I believe these are utensils, Mikey. This is a spoon. That's a knife. And I'm going to guess this is a fork. All right. Where's the next question coming from, chat? Now, y'all have really populated this forum tonight. If you had to call Mike Bloom or Rob Cesternino daddy, which one would it be? Neither. What the fuck is this question? What is this question? Do you watch any competitive cooking shows? I used to watch Hell's Kitchen. Hell's Kitchen was one of the first 3 reality TV shows that I got into heavy. But I've not watched any since. I love Kubi the hell yeah, Wheelie Girl. Hell yeah. Needs pita? You can do pita over rice if you'd rather. Yeah, of course. Of course, of course, of course. All right, next question. When does the Traders Canada start? October 21st. The 21st of October is the first episode of Traders Canada Season 3. Hi, Pooya. I know we have talked about... This is a longer question, by the way, chat, so get ready. I know we've talked about imposter syndrome before, but I'm hoping to get some insight and advice. I got you. I've done a total career change. I've been in school for the last year and a half. I'm the top student, and I've worked really hard to master the material. I'm super book smart, but still very green with hands-on skills. Okay, that's understandable. I landed my dream job that's paying me way more than I could ever have imagined in an entry-level position. Oh, hell yeah. Or honestly, that I ever imagined I'd be making for many years, and I'm really worried about letting them down. They know that I don't have all the soft skills yet and aren't worried about it, but I am. I am in such a high pay range because I did well on their assessment test, and that's what your pay is based off of. But I do feel like an imposter going into the new position since I won't be able to truly successfully and confident with a lot of hands-on tests for a while. That classmate that referred me to help me get the job will be making significantly less than me, and she's had 6 years on the job experience with more physical skills. How do you overcome this so it doesn't consume you? I'm worried I won't succeed because I'm so in my head. They see something in you. They offered you this opportunity. Don't feel bad about the opportunity you were given, because at the end of the day, listen to what you just said. You sound so passionate about this. This is your dream job. You are so happy to get this job. So believe in yourself that the skills will come. The hands-on skills only come with experience, and they know this and you know this. It comes with time. So don't worry about it. Just do this like any other job. Pretend you're clocking into a job you don't like, and you're just here to do the job and leave. You know, you're trying to do the job and leave. That's all you're trying to do. Before you know it, it'll become second nature to you. The passion you have for this so clearly is showing in your thing that you got to remind yourself, does anyone like this job more than me? No. Does anyone care about this job more than me? No. Am I happy? Yes. Do I deserve to be happy? The answer to that question, spoiler alert, always yes. Everyone deserves to be happy. So remind yourself of these things and then just go day at a time. Day at a time. And remember, they saw something in you. They chose you. They recognize that you're new. So go for it. Just go for it. Okay? Honestly. That's how I felt with my job anytime I've had, and I deal with imposter syndrome like twice a year. I go, do I deserve to be happy? Yes. Am I happy with what I'm doing? Yes. Am I good at what I do? Even when I think I'm not, I'm like, no. You're good at what you do because you care about what you do. So there you go. All right. Let me scroll up real quick. See what y'all are saying. Do you think Morgan will actually cut Vince and second will Ashley take Vince? I think Ashley will take Vince. Yes. Will Morgan cut Vince? I don't think so. Sorry. Will Morgan cut Vince? I don't think so. Not take Vince. I'm writing a fanfic of Morgan and Vince, and there's going to be a lot of mine. And ouch. Anyone seen? What are you doing, Mikey? Hi, Pooya in chat. Welcome in, Terabyte. Came in late. Looking forward to the VOD. Hell yeah. Hope you're having a good night so far. Terabyte, it's been a good night. I'm happy you're able to join us. Better late than never. Hope you're doing well also. Welcome in. Think until you make it 100%. My partner walked into the room just long enough to go, oh, we haven't done Persian food in so long, so it looks like our weekend date night is decided. Aaron, I want to say you're welcome, but all I want to say is enjoy. Hell yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. Tell me what you get also, please. Appreciate that, Lindsay. Thank you. Secret deodorant, never let them see you sweat. Hell yeah. Shout out to whoever submitted this. I'm experiencing something similar, and I definitely need this hype up. And Ricky, it applies to you too. Genuinely, this is how I truly feel. This is from the heart. This, as someone who's gone through it, this is from the heart. I've been on the hiring side. We don't give offers to people we don't believe in. Hell yeah, Jordan. Say it. All right. Next question. Why in the world did... Oh, this is an Amazing Race spoiler. I don't know is the honest answer to your question. I have no idea. I was perplexed when this happened. Especially after seeing the results after. Rank the winner chances of the 4 Survivor BB Cam people. Dear God. On you're talking about on traders, right? I'm worried for the boys. I'm worried for Omer and Kevin. Just because I think they could come across potentially sneaky, or like if they're known for what they've done in shows, they might not come across be in a good spot. So just off first impressions, they're lower for me. Ty is a winner of Big Brother, so I have to imagine that comes up. I think Venus is number 1 for me. I then feel like I would go Kevin Jacobs, then I would go Omer, then I would go Ty. But also, I feel like all of that could be invalid because you could argue that, okay, well, Ty seems like the least known of the 4. He goes further, and that's definitely possible. Or like Venus is perceived a certain way, but I'm ranking them. If I went into the game, who would I be most concerned with on like a gameplay level that I would want to look to get out? And it would be Omer first. It'd be Kevin second. Then it would be Ty, then Venus. Amy, I think you figured out what the question was also. Yes. On video to lose, what's the best way to ensure that happens? Just the game goes on the way it is, because I don't think he's winning. Video should be fun? I 100% think so. I just want Vince has to be taken offended by either Ashley or Morgan, otherwise he loses. Well, yeah. I mean, he can't take anybody. Who would you rather see on a future Big Brother season? Kelly from this season or Disco Mommy Kelly from MILF Manor? Disco Mommy Kelly from MILF Manor. It's not even a question. Disco Mommy Kelly from MILF Manor was a very, very enticing character that should have been on another show by now. So she is definitely the one I pick. Kelly from this season can leave and never come back. So. There are 2 ties in BB Can. Which one was this one again? This one was the winner of BB Can 11, not Tashawn from BB Can 9. This is Ty from BB Can 11. I think his last name was McDonald. I'm not sure. Were you discussing with Jimmy making fun of Carolyn? That's Twitter energy right now. I've talked about this on yesterday's stream, Bpred. I just feel like Jimmy does a little too much for the content. And for the content, I mean like for the clicks, for the views. And I feel like he saw the Carolyn thing as an opportunity to like, ooh, let me milk this a little bit. And I think very quickly realized, oh, this is not, they're not fucking with this, and dropped it. I think if there was 1 to 2 more LMAOs, he would have fully been doing cameos as her. And like, it just felt like, and you know, I understood where Carolyn was coming from. Because I mean, imagine you've done all this stuff to prove that you're more than just that character, and that's still what they throw in your face. But yeah, I think to me, I just feel like Jimmy was doing a lot. But not specifically even the Carolyn stuff. I just feel like just generally, like, and the reason this came up on stream the other day was Jimmy talking about like, you know, sharing more information and like spilling other people's information for the clicks, you know? That's reality TV for you. I mean, people trying to get that spotlight. That's really what it is. Watch Venus get into an argument with the city of Toronto as a whole. Oh my God, that was such a funny arc with the Empire State Building. No matter why I'm not watching a show called that. I don't know, Mikey. I covered 2 seasons of it very, very publicly. Yeah, Kelly can go collect her bugs somewhere else, you know? It's probably because I've been staying over where there are blue skies. Blue skies. That's right. Jimmy's doing too much. I'm thinking Rachel will set him straight. I think so too. Telling people Cat was in Oklahoma, like, that's none of our business. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That was the one that I was like, bro, what are you doing? Did you get my form question? Seth, if your question's in the form, I've been reading all of them out loud. So probably, I would say. I don't know when you sent it, but I still have 6 more questions to get through. Is it about a bunch of MILFs in a manor? Yes, it is. I don't want Vinny to win and I'm scared of the outcome. It's possible. It's not possible, you know. How would Vince and his girlfriend do on Temptation Island? Dear God. You said, and his girlfriend / Morgan do on Temptation Island. I don't know. All I know is I can see. Remember the viral Montoya that went around, and that was, I think, Spanish Temptation Island. Vince would do the Montoya. That's what Vince would do. I'm telling you, I'm calling this shit right now. And they date each other's sons. Yep, that's true. That's valid. That's not Russ being shady. That's actually valid. I think Vince v. Ashley is like 4-3, at least 5-2. That'll be 4-3 would be a very interesting end to this season. Ooh. I will check this person out, question asker, and see. Okay? No promises, but I will check and see. How about that? Yeah, no promises. Raid request? It was a raid request, yeah. Which I have no problem with you asking, of course. Do you watch Taskmaster? I don't. Liana has watched every franchise that's English speaking of Taskmaster. And not once, not twice, multiple times. She loves Taskmaster. It's her comfort show. And like, when I say I do not, I don't mean it in like a negative way. I've just never watched beyond the first season of UK, which I had actually enjoyed quite a bit. How cringy would Vince be in a Terran deep dive? I don't think Vince would be cringy. I think it would get uncomfortable because I don't think Terran would allow him to give a false narrative of any point. Like, I don't think Terran just says, you know, cook. Terran will stop and be like, that's actually not what happened. And like set him straight, and it could get tense. How late did you stay up last night waiting for the feeds? I don't remember. I lost track of time. Because at one point I did lay in bed and I was still like checking just in case. But like I literally saw who won and fell asleep right after. So whatever that time was. Have you still been grilling or has the season passed? Mandy, I've not grilled in a minute. But the season hasn't passed. I could legitimately still grill. The weather's still good enough that I can grill. And I would like to do it at least one more time before the weather gets bad. So that's the hope. That's the plan. It was like 5 my times before for you. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. And I was in bed for like a good 2 hours not sleeping. Right? But do you have any VPN recommendations? I want to watch BBUK. Kellyanne, I have a recommendation for you. I always use Hide My Ass, HMA VPN. That's kind of been the one that's always worked for me. So that's my recommendation. Last time I was in the movie theaters, we watched Freakier Friday. It was Freakier Friday. Before that was the Naked Gun movie. So I've been to the movies actually twice in the last 2 months. Get that girl going? Fuck yeah. I want to do ribs again. If you had to pick first in the Survivor 49 draft, who would you have picked? Savannah. Come on. I was going to pick Savannah. Because I really liked what I saw from Savannah, and I think episode 1 just proved it. Like, she has good energy, good vibes, great confessional, and I think has good opportunity. She would have been my pick. If you ever find yourself near Arlington, Texas, would you try a fusion Ethiopian barbecue restaurant? Yes. And you said paging Chappelle. I would hit up Chappelle, and I would make him go with me, and we would have a good-ass time. That reminds me, I also wrote a fanfic for Freaky Friday 2 years ago. Wow. The last movie I watched in theaters was Bad Guys 2, and I'll agree with Rachel, it was entertaining. Oh, there we go. It looked like you gravitated more to the Survivor Mafia players than the BB Mafia players. Ooh, tell me more, B-Pred. What you mean by that? What you mean by that? If you were handcuffed to another RGA podcaster that wasn't your wife, who would it be and why? Jenny, easy decision, I think. Chappelle, easy decision. We just have a good time. Eat. Scally, easy decision. That's my 3. Jimmy thing and the general energy towards Zach and Leah, like you don't respect them as game players, not a bad thing. Absolutely, I wouldn't agree with that at all. I would say the Jimmy thing, I was very cordial the whole podcast, the whole stream. I had no issue with Jimmy. Even the Zach stuff, if you noticed, I didn't involve myself with that interview. I left the minute like that question came up. I was trying to be very unbiased towards the whole thing, like straight up. I thought Rob was very unbiased. Rob had to get stern with one contestant. Yeah. Like, I just kind of like sat back and watched it play out. I didn't really have any strong opinions on anyone's gameplay per se, except for, dear God, Omer, how are you wrong so often? I do wish we had at least one non-passive trader. That was the one thing I do wish we could change. But otherwise, I think it went well. Is the Mafia game one and done? I don't think it's coming back for like a little bit, but I wouldn't say we're never doing it again. I wasn't able to watch because I was working, but I was keeping up on Twitter. It seemed like fun. It was a good time. Gerard, welcome in. Good evening to you. Hope you're doing well. What's up? What's up? And catching up with the forum now. Are you going to go see Hamlet? I had no plans to see Hamlet. If I'm being honest. Hamlet is really good, but that was a random question. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's like a Hamlet thing going on right now specifically. I have no idea. So I'm not sure. Are we racing tonight? Well, we still have to do the bingo card. We still have not started the bingo card for tonight. That was supposed to happen. How did I do on bingo last night? Tom, sir, we had a bit of a situation here. So I didn't watch like the first 15 minutes of the show. So I ended up not even filling out my bingo card. Ziggy, what's good? Did I touch on everything? Vince from earlier. I'll go back and catch up. I don't think we addressed anything specific. If you have a question about Vince, feel free to ask it. I have no problem with, even if we touched on it, I have no problem with talking about it again. Just let me know. Let me know. Yeah, I missed the first 15 minutes and I was like, bro, I don't even know. My recency in Hamlet is that Taylor Swift is proud of referencing it in her new album. Gotcha. Okay, there we go. Thank you for the lore. Is Vinny a cheater in the literal sense? I don't think so. I think, did he cross a line? Did he cross boundaries with Morgan? Hundo P. Did he then end up developing a crush? Hundo P. But did he go into it being like, I'm a cheat? No, I don't think so. If Vinny was more cutthroat, would he not be an ATG player? And what does ATG mean, Giesling traders? Please educate me, please. I'm just so drained by it all. I hope it doesn't distract Morgan. I think it has. I mean, literally, she's had to like fucking deal with him all day. So all-time great. If Vinny, let me read that back again then. If Vinny was more cutthroat, would he not be? Yes. If Vinny was more cutthroat and more unapologetic for what he's doing and owned his moves, I think there's an argument for Vinny being up there. I think what has been very clear from the beginning of the season was Vince was doing a lot and people were like, this could be a good move, but I don't think he's doing it for game at all. And like, he then started doing stuff unnecessarily. And it was like, you don't need to be doing all this, big man. Like, especially if you're not doing it as a game move, what the fuck are you doing? And I think that's where he went wrong. Because I do think there is validity to that take. If he has all the tools needed. If you fucking change wire a couple of things around, he, I think, is in that caliber. Or could be in that caliber. Like, I think he has all the things you need. He's got, like, clearly people like him enough that they want to work with him. Clearly he can burn some bridges and still have them work with him for some fucking reason, and he can win comps. So he's got like the fucking tools, but I think there's still missing pieces there. I think it's a precarious position all game. I don't know if the jury will be able to understand it. It's tough, B-Pred, but if anyone can plead their case, I do think Ashley is one that could like explain her situation. It just depends on the question she gets, I suppose. Like the Morgan and Lauren Fontaine idea was smart. The execution was awful. It was god awful. Vince was set up so well early on, and he had no clue how to handle being popular. Yes, agreed. Like literally he was the first HOH, and he put up his own ally, and he was able to ride that out and like try again and try again and try again. So yeah. Did I turn yellow? I feel like I didn't look like this 5 minutes ago. Or maybe it's looked like this the whole time. I have no fucking idea. Oh, now I feel like it's calming down a little bit. I didn't do anything. I literally sat down. I did nothing. I literally did nothing. I changed nothing. There we go. Now I'm regular. Okay, that worked out. I never heard you answer this. Would you ever play Big Brother or another reality show? I would play another reality show, Ziggy. I would never do Big Brother. I fantasized about doing Big Brother once upon a time, especially when I lived in Canada and became a permanent resident in Canada. I did toss the idea around of applying because BB Can would have been a better choice for me. I don't think I could handle the BB US of it all, but I've changed my stance to no Big Brother ever. And also I would never endorse a friend going on Big Brother unless they really wanted to. Then I support them, but I wouldn't want them to do it. Your lighting change? I think it focused on the wall light. Oh, gotcha. Okay. I really need to figure out the lighting in here. I think this room could look 10 times better if I had better lighting. I don't think I have the best lighting yet. But he's too chill for Big Brother. He would get tired of Kelly and Ava. Low key, that is where I would excel, B-Pred. I'm very patient, and I can handle people's nonsense, and I can talk shit in the diary room. Oh God, I can talk shit in the diary room. For me, it's like 90% of the reason why I wouldn't do Big Brother is stuff that would be happening outside of Big Brother that have nothing to do with the game itself. He takes Lauren 100%, right? Seems even Morgan's acknowledges it, and he always beats around the bush. Wait, takes Lauren what, to the end? If Lauren had stayed that during that double Geesling Traders? Fan base is harsh, very harsh. And like, for me, and I've talked about this before extensively, the reason why I wouldn't do Big Brother is because I think I would think too much about what's going on outside, and specifically what's going on with like Liana and RHAP, because I know that there's people who just don't like RHAP and are rooting for RHAP's downfall, and RHAP is going to be like rooting on for me unapologetically, and they're gonna wait. Anytime I fuck up, they're gonna shit on RHAP, they're gonna fight RHAP, and then they're gonna be talking shit to Liana, and no one talks shit to Liana, only I can talk shit to Liana, and even I don't exercise that right often. So that stuff I'm not cool with. People going after people's family and friends that I'm not cool with, and I wouldn't want any of that happening on my accord ever. So for me, I recognize that that's like, well, please worry about the game. I know that. I'm telling you, I can't do that. I'm going to think about the outside ramifications of the game itself. Now, am I thinking about it on a Frenchie level of I need to not target this person or target that person? Absolutely fucking not. I'm playing to win. Whoever needs to go needs to fucking go. I don't care. But I would be irritated at the idea that my choices in the game are actively impacting my friends and family outside. So, yeah. And I'm cut off while it's happening. Exactly. I can't do shit about it. So. 750k for 90 plus days versus you can play Survivor for 39 days. Well, here's the thing. You can play Survivor for 26 days and make $1 million. And then you get your piece later down the line also. This is true. One of the worst parts of BB is just not being able to go outside when you want. That's also fair. Survivor hasn't been as good since the 39-day seasons. I wouldn't say the reason is because the seasons are not 39 days, but I do agree that when they made the change to 26, is when they changed some of the key formats of the show that I think fucked it. Primarily, I'm just sick of 3 tribes of 6. Why the hell are they rooting for RHAP downfall? I feel like there's people out there who don't really vibe with RHAP, which is absolutely fine. You're not supposed to love RHAP. It's not for everyone. I understand that. But I think what I've also noticed is that people will, like, there's usually, if there's a popular choice, people are rooting for that choice's downfall, essentially. No matter what it is, RHAP or not. That's why I feel Feeder almost go on Big Brother. That's why you have Morgan, who thinks Chelsea has never been on the block. Right. Do you agree now it is Broke Viver and Dork Viver? Can you explain this, B-Pred? You know what I've been wondering lately? Why does BB not have a reunion show? I would love to see them all talk about the game moves after the fact and get the reactions. That's a great question. I mean, it would be easy to do. I think they're just like, fuck it. We got it done. Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. I think also it's like, we don't want any controversies to come back up. Fuck it. Let's just move on from this. The worst part of Survivor is not being able to go out inside whenever you want. That's also fair. You're the big dog in the podcast world. No one likes the big dogs. Honestly, that's also a valid point. I'm sick of the 3 tribes, the fire making at the end, and all the people crying on the show. I talked about this yesterday. I feel like, I'm like, listen, I'm someone who, I'm an empathetic person. I've met so many amazing New Era people. I've become friends with a lot of them, and I love the casting in the New Era. But as an editing choice, I do not love that everyone has to get and gets presented a sob story on the show. I just feel like it's a lot, especially out the gate. So I miss Survivor being in different locations. I agree. I loved kind of what I felt about Amazing Race. I loved the, oh, we're going to the Philippines this year. Oh, we're going to be in Samoa. That's pretty cool. I like shit like that. I know we're not watching, but Vince can talk if anyone cares. Or Cam talk if anyone cares. Thank you, Ziggy. Thank you for the heads up in case anyone wants it. All right, chat. We're caught up with the form, so that's good. That's actually not the form. That's a lie. We have 3 questions in the form. Let's look at a different form. What is this question? Are you excited to see more of Riz Lord this season of Survivor? Riz God, I feel like people were wrong on him. People were too harsh on him. I think he's going to be just fine. I'm excited to see how he plays this game, and I'm excited to see where his life where he goes from here. I did a write-up on Dan Giesley winning game. Would love for you to read it if ever willing. Please send me the link, Giesley. I'll read it at some point. He's talking about losing the comp. Gotcha. Coming in late tonight. Jane, welcome in. Hi. Hope you have all had a good week. Was so happy to see Vinny didn't win part 2 today. Well, welcome in. Hope you've had a good day as well. It was a shocker. It was a shocker, and it's been a very fun opening to the game now, where there's a lot of different ways the season can end, which I'm into. Reserve for starting to that chat, right? I can't concentrate on multiple shows at once. I mean, Big Brother is a big undertaking too, though. It's a lot, like, Big Brother is a lot more commitment than any other show out there. So I understand that for sure. So I'm just closing I have a bunch of tabs open. I did bookmark the Minnesota Zoo crows. Happy to know. So I have that open. Oh, there we go. There's football on Sundays. If you had to pick a BB Cam player to show up on the next season of BBUS, who would be on your short list? I mean, as a player, there's so many. There's so many. And this is assuming they would want to do it. If they don't want to do it, I take back my thoughts. Netta, Paris, Kevin Jacobs. I don't think he'd want it, but Jordan Parhar, obviously. Bailey, Karen from BB Can 5. Kevin Jacobs I did say also. Ned I did say. Kuzi. I mean, that's plenty. I could give you more, but that's plenty, right? I got over to Terrence since he's the Dan fan master right over 80k. 80k words? Oh my god. 80k words? Holy shit. Godfrey? I feel like if you asked me this 4 or 5 years ago, Godfrey would be high there. I've since been like, nah, he's fine. But, you know, I'll take Godfrey. I wouldn't be mad at it. All right, and then the last question on the form right now. Have you / would you ever wear a jockstrap? I have never worn a jockstrap. Can't imagine it's comfortable to wear. Cindy with an S, good shout, good shout. Aika, also always a good shout. Gonna be exciting to see Lamar versus Mahomes at 3:30 Sunday. That's Eastern? Or... Pretty Big Brother? Okay. Yeah, we have Goose Goose that day too. So it's gonna be a very busy afternoon. The loss today is still a fresh wound for Vince. We'll see what he does tomorrow. And we'll see if he bounces back. Yeah, there's a Sunday morning game this week. This is true. All right. Chat. Is it time for the bingo card finally? I feel like we said we're gonna do it tonight. Alternatively, we could just do it at the end of Goose Goose next week. Or not next week, Sunday. What am I fucking saying? We could do it then also. I guess I can leave it up to you to decide. Would you rather do it tonight? Because we have been vibing tonight. We've been answering questions and chilling. So I'm open to either, or you just tell me which direction you want to do. What's the question? Bingo today or bingo tomorrow? Mandy, if you're still around, can we do a poll? Would it be a separate stream on Sunday just before Goose Goose? So let's talk mathematics here real quick. What time is the finale on Sunday? What time is the finale on Sunday? $8:30 Eastern, so 7. Okay. I go live 4:30 Eastern usually, so 3:30 my time. We're probably going to be done well before 8:30. It is 7:30 Central. So if we start the lobby at 4 p.m., I'm going to do my time. We'll go 4 p.m. my time. Do I think the lobby goes past 3 hours? I think it hits 3 hours max. And then we can do the bingo card right after. That way we have about an hour and a half before then. Oh, and Ravens Chiefs may delay it. Oh, there we go. Football may delay it also. So here's what, how about this? What if we did it? Okay, let's do the poll first and then we can talk logistics. How about that? So Mandy, can you do it? Would you like to do the bingo card now or Sunday? And then we can discuss options once we know what the decision is. All right. Would you rather bingo tonight or bingo not right after Goose Goose on Sunday necessarily? We can discuss that option, but Sunday versus tonight. This is a vote. We're putting it up to a vote. Democracy decides this over here, chat. And look at us. We answered a good Oh, another question in the form. When is the next lunch marbles? I have not done a lunch marbles in 4 years. So... Thank you, Lindsay. Read that a Sunday sometime. No worries. No worries. You're good. You're good. You're good. Read that a Sunday sometime. Yeah. I'd rather race balls than bingo. Well, that's not a guarantee that we're going to do marbles tonight. Just heads up. Not necessarily. It's discussable though. We could do it. So what I'm thinking is, I'm looking at the poll right now. It is 73 to 27 Sunday versus tonight. So how about if I went live a little earlier on Sunday, let's say 4 p.m. as opposed to 5, and we do the bingo card right before. That way I can put it in the I can put a command in the chat, in the stream title also, and people can come collect the card throughout Goose Goose, and that way we're ready then. How about that? How about that, chat? Would that be the move? Great idea. All right, so y'all down with that then? If we're gonna do it then, I got another question. Oh yeah, the lunch marbles. I've not done a lunch marbles in 4 years. Next lunch marbles is the next. I was about to say subathon, but sorry, the next 24-hour stream. When and if that happens. Perfect. Sounds good. Vince needs to learn about how negative self-talk doesn't help. It just makes it worse. The man needs a gratitude journal, like Jolene said last night, and need to test out some positive talk. I co-sign that. Vince just called himself the biggest choke in BB history several times. He's not even close, though. I don't think he's the biggest choke. What is lunch marbles? So, at one point, Rose, in my 24-hour stream, for my 24-hour stream, because I was going to be on camera the whole day, I had the chat submit options for me to eat, like order lunch from, and then we gave each of those options a marble, and we did marble races to deliberate what I would be eating that day. And the 2 times we did it, one of them Arby's won. What was the winner on the second one, chat? It was some kind of Italian food, I want to say, like a specific meal. I don't remember what it was though. Plus that Vince had a very hard ceiling, right? He said he had a 1.5 hour lead in the comp. How does one have an hour and a half lead and then lose it? That is a pretty big L, to be fair. Paul says Sunday Goose Goose stream for bingo. There we go. Did I ever get my chicken parm? I've still not chicken parmed. I've never parmed. Tortellini. That's what it was, Mandy. Thank you. Yes. Okay, chat. So, we agree then. On Sunday, I will go live an hour early at 4 p.m. Eastern. We will make the bingo card for Big Brother 27 finale. And then we will goose some ducks or duck some geese. And then we watch the finale. And then I go on the podcast later that night. I prefer white or red sauce. I prefer red sauce, I think. Actually, that's a lie now. I feel like I prefer a white sauce, but I've mostly had red sauce in my life. Shit, I like both. White sauce, though. All I remember is the Sunny D shish kebabs. Do you have Ashley? Do I have Ashley in what capacity? In the draft, I have Vince. AKA the biggest choke in Big Brother history, allegedly. Yep. Mandy found the clip too. Bless you, Mandy. Will I place a prop bet on the winner of BB27? No, I wouldn't gamble on that. Could you imagine how irritated I'd be if I had an outcome I wanted and I didn't get it? I'm setting an alarm for it now. I will not forget. Again. I like a good chicken Alfredo pizza. I've never had that. Tortellini made it through a brutal marble round. Yes. Imagine eating a tube of lipstick over the season. Ugh. Vinny's a fascinating player, wants to win, wants to be cutthroat, but lacks the killer instinct. And if had the chance, would have taken Morgan and willingly lost. Yes, very willingly. If anything, he should almost be happy that this is happening and should be rooting on Ashley. But I don't think he knows that. It's just pizza with white sauce instead of red sauce with chicken on top. Okay, gotcha. Stops him from making the Cody MJ move. Yep, albeit not as bad. Right. I found out Zach ate a chapstick this season on Big Brother. Did we know this? How did I miss this? I did not pay attention. I had no idea. I'm actually surprised no one brought it up to me either. As a chapstick, an eater of a chapstick over Big Brother before. Why is this just grossing me out for some reason? I don't think Morgan will handle the fan reactions very well. I mean, I think Morgan comes out expecting to be celebrated, and then there's gonna be fucking annoying people talking about how she's a homewrecker or a cheater or bullshit, which again, she has done nothing wrong in my books. The hope is she'll be fine. I mean, I think Morgan has thick skin. She's a streamer. Hopefully she comes back and she's alright. So I think also mentally preparing for the idea with all the, like, getting these cheat man's jokes in the house and from Zingbot that early, I think she's kind of anticipating getting that reaction coming out. So I don't think it's going to be as bad as you imagine. Oh, they talked about an hour ago. Gotcha. She's going to go on 12-hour TikTok live talking about her game day by day. Have we talked about Julie's take on Ashley and people comparing it to her take on Cam from last year being the direct opposite? It's so annoying. I do not care what Julie has to say about Big Brother ever again. Julie's takes to me are just rage bait. So I have no space in them for me. For context, if anyone's wondering, she's basically minimalizing Ashley's game to have not won a comp and, therefore being not worthy, but then was very kind to Cam, who had the exact same situation. And Cam also was a D1 athlete who didn't win shit. So, yeah. Yeah. Julie is just rage bait content. Don't fall for it. You're fine. Julie also calls Dr. Will the GOAT, by the way. That I'm fine with. That, like, if you're GOAT debate, you've got Giesling, you've got Will. Like, whatever. Did you know Morgan got called a snake? Day 1 was day 3, actually. Atomic. No, the no comps aspect. Oh, great fucking point. Yes. I'm not fine with that. Dan is number 1. Hey, again, for me, it's other people's opinion. It's fine. Men can cheat, women can't. No, women have to be perfect. And then the minute they are not, we got to villainize them. And we got to talk all the shit about them. But men, they're learning. They'll learn from their mistakes. There's space for them to do better. But women have to be perfect from day 1. Otherwise, they're going to get fucking scrutinized for the same thing that men get 8 chances on. Again, I hate to be that guy, but ma'am, your husband did heinous shit. And instead of him paying for that, you were like, you know what, honey? You know what? You've been through a lot. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take your last name now. Because that's the next move in that. That's the next move is, you did all this shit. Time for me to take that last name, though. Give it to me. The fuck? The fuck? Ugh. I just want to say I don't see the Vanessa comparison for Morgan. She reminds me of Amanda Diane mixed together. That's not bad at all. I think the Vanessa comparison was the just the gamer squirrel constant 24/7 that a lot of people put on her in Giesling. Is it a while that Morgan has gone on to be the compies after going out 3rd on the wall comp? Going out 3rd on the wall comp, Scarkel, and having won nothing until the jury. Amazing. Those people always keep it 100. I try my best, Sunshine. Vince is a growing 34-year-old boy. We have to give him a chance to learn. Yeah, and spoiler alert, him and Morgan are the same age. Vince is a year older than me. And like, listen, I understand that there's people who need a little bit of support here and there. But like, this is essentially, this man needs his hand held for everything. And at some point you have to tell, and like, I know telling someone to grow up is like played out, but like, grow up. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And that's coming from me, and I do not think I've grown up. I really don't think so. People claim they want cutthroat players, but condemn Morgan using Vinny in this way. They dog Taylor for it with Monty too, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, actually, did I bookmark that? Actually, we don't need to rage bait ourselves tonight, chat. But casuals on TikTok are wild. First of all, they think that no one deserves anything but Keanu. But then Morgan is scum of the earth for using Vinny in this way. I saw someone directly talk about how Riley did nothing wrong, and people want Riley to, but when Morgan did it, I was like, I'm sorry, Morgan did what that Riley did? Did Morgan tell Vince he can't talk to anyone else in the house? Did Morgan yell at Vince for not giving attention? Did Morgan yell at Vince, say, you have to sleep in bed with me? Did Morgan yell at Vince for not kissing her? No, none of that happened. So I don't know what the fuck you're saying comparing the two. Just because you want your little cowboy white savior to be like a saint doesn't mean you have to drag Morgan in to justify his bullshit. Anyway, I said let's not get rage baited. Here I am getting rage baited. Let's move on. Taylor was kind of a goat for that. Hell yeah. I do hope Vince gets the support he needs after the season. Big same, Mandy. I hope he stays off socials for at least a couple of weeks. I do have to say I actually want to see Vinny and Morgan run the Amazing Race. That would be funny. He's literally crying and rocking in his bed. Oh my god. Vinny was the first to acknowledge using Morgan flirtatiously. Here we are. Sounds like it's a good thing I don't get on TikTok. No, TikTok is fun. I enjoy TikTok. The problem is I interacted with a couple of Big Brother TikToks. So my recommendation would be don't interact with Big Brother TikToks when you see them. But Pooya, according to Zingbot, it's Morgan's fault. Yeah, fuck that. Fuck that little robot too. There's a problem now why I have to stay out of comments. Same, but I can't fucking help myself. I read everything, chat. I suffer from having to know. Big reason I don't get on TikTok is because I get too sucked in. That's fair. All right. Will Friday pads feature cameos from Morgan? In what capacity do you think I'm going to be able to get Morgan to come onto the pad? All right. Okay, but the funniest timeline is running into Morgan's character in Prodigy, not running on the server. That would be nuts, Mandy. If we bumped into Morgan's character just randomly on RP, that would be amazing. Quinn and Corey are streamers, and they never come here for pads. That's true. I mean, that's not true though, Tom. So both of them have rated us while we were doing the pad. They may not have like stayed, but they pulled up. They brought the community over. They handed the community over and said, "Hey, take care of them." Was she a big streamer, or was she more just BB using it like it's compelling? If you want her numbers, I can give you her numbers. Model Morg. So let's go by, well, the last 3 months she hasn't been streaming, right? So let's go all time. So all time, Morgan has streamed about 5,000 hours. And has had an average of 71 viewers over those hours. Her best, yeah, she's had months where she's averaged 100, 120. Actually, how is that possible? Oh, I see. That's cumulative. That's cumulative. Never mind. But yeah. Hey, my guy Scally in the building. Scally, how you doing, bro? How you doing, Scally? What you saying tonight? Are we getting the game reveal on Final Night? I hope so. I loved Keanu explaining D&D to Morgan just like RP and her pretending to not understand how it all would work. That's amazing. In hindsight, she just says she's not going to watch the show until at least after next season. Respect. What were reviews earlier this year? Overall seems hard to judge. Okay, so let's see. June of 2025, Morgan streamed 65 hours and Morgan had a total average of 44 viewers. Comparing that to May, she had an average of 78 viewers in May. So there was a bit of a dip in her viewership. What's not funny, but what's interesting is I'm looking through all the months here, chat. June was her worst month since October of 2020. She's not had less than 50 average since October of 2020. So June was her worst, and it's going to be the last time it's that bad because now she's going to be coming in as potentially the winner of Big Brother. So I foresee her numbers being a lot higher than that. That isn't as big as I thought it was, but still good. Oh yeah, she's been doing this for a minute. Like she's peaked like 192 viewers, 200 viewers every month, at least one stream by the looks of things. Consistent. Yeah, I would say consistent. And she streams consistently also. Like her lowest amount of hours was May with 28 hours, but it's like between 40 to 70 every month easily. Like she's been doing this streaming thing. This is just Twitch streams. I was watching some of her gaming videos earlier today. She's a fun streamer. She's good. She would be fun to play games with. Just finished the Love Island pod. Excited you were still on. Hell yeah, Scally. Scally, let people know. Should they be watching Love Island games? Has it been a good time? Give the endorsement or lack thereof. Tell us. Be honest. Do you think she would go back to streaming? I can't imagine she wants to deal with that with chat, but good idea to capitalize on it if she wants to stream long term. So, I mean, I'm looking at it right now, Ziggy, and she's been streaming since May of 2019. Or more consistently since October of 2019, she's been streaming like every month by the looks of it, without fail, putting in at least like 40 to, again, anywhere from 40 to 100 hours. So I assume she's going to come back and want to continue streaming because she enjoys doing it. And I think she would want to capitalize on that opportunity as well. I'm sure the chat will be annoying, but there's ways around preventing people from talking to Big Brother if you really want to. But I feel like she'll want to talk to her community about it, you know? Hey, Mulhenny, welcome in. I wish production would let the jury see part 1, 2, and 3 to help them in their decision to vote for the winner. That's not a bad shout. Oh my God, Arabin, thank you for gifting a sub to Model Morg, aka Morgan. Morgan, you're not going to see this, okay? Because you're in the Big Brother house. We hope you win, and welcome into the Lesson 2 crew. Enjoy your stay. And also, please play Goose Goose with us. Or you don't, you know, it's chill. Everyone should be watching Love Island Games. Messy been strategic, kind of like the challenge with just Love Island contestant, but they actually show hookups. So there we go. And Scally loves watching hookups. She also has one YouTube called Morgan. I'm pretty sure she shouted out her own YouTube channel on one of the evictions this season. She will skyrocket until BB28 starts, without a doubt. She has 1 year of guaranteed like eyes until people look at other people potentially. But also, I want to give credit to both Quinn and Corey, who it's a couple of years since their seasons, or a couple of years for Corey and a year for Quinn, and they've been consistently on the stream bit as well. Like, Corey has been streaming less hours, but he's still been consistent, streaming every month. Do you see that Morgan leaked her with the Mastermind ones? Yes, I did. I think the more likely thing that would keep her from streaming postseason is if the exposure helps her get more modeling or commercial gigs than she books up. That's also true, Gerard. I think she definitely could go down from like 80 hours to 40. Like, that's definitely possible. Morgan's going to be like, who is this I sub to? And then she sees that it's me, the PZV, aka Ism. Oh, she went second place. No offense, Morgan, but Ashley's my girl. Hey, I've said this, so that's fine. That's fine. Imagine Vinny holding out a boombox and Morgan playing this song. Oh my god, I don't know what that is, B-Pred. They've been posting on her React channel. I keep getting pings in her Discord. Amazing. I can imagine her with Eminem trying to explain. She's getting booked for the challenge, right? I think her and Keanu are getting the ring up for the challenge at the very least, for sure. Also, who asked about RP earlier? Was that you, Tomster? Did you ask something? I missed it. I totally missed it. Who from this season would you want to see on The Mole or Hunted? The Mole, none of them. I don't think any of them would be good on The Mole. Except for Rachel Riley. Hunted, Keanu could be funny on Hunted. How does Vinny do as a traitor? Horribly. I think Vinny can't handle being a traitor. Absolutely not. The minute someone accuses Vince, he would be losing his mind. You hope Morgan desires to be kind of like how Corey's involved? Would love that. Did I hear you say your server got shut down? It did, Tomster. Abruptly on Wednesday. Just randomly out of nowhere got shut down. I woke up to the news. I woke up to a message from Gail being like, so Time 2's gone. And I was like, what do you mean it's gone? Because we were talking about how like it had been quiet recently. So initially I thought, oh yeah, well I know it's been quiet. Like, why are you telling me this? And then I found out, oh, it's gone. It's gone. So yeah, server's gone. But I've already mentioned earlier, I have two opportunities, two servers that I should be able to get to. Fingers crossed. Waiting on a response for one, and the other one I can't apply for yet, but will be shortly. But that other one that hasn't opened up yet is basically a server that's going to consist of a lot of the similar people that I've been in a server with already. Hunted lasted one season in the US, but it was a good time. It was a good season, you know? Any reason? Scally, basically the owner said that in the message that was sent in the server, the owner had mentioned that they didn't want to tarnish the brand and wanted to bring it back like during GTA 6 when that comes out, which by the way won't be like for another 4 years, 5 years probably. And then on stream, the owner mentioned that they were basically tired of doing admin work and being in charge of a server. They just wanted to have fun and focus on their streaming. They are already in another server playing just as a player. So it's like, I understand it's not for everybody to have a server, but I still do. Part of me does feel like they would have given a heads up of a week or two just for people to wrap up their storylines or to look at other servers or to figure out what their next step is. Especially there were people that were like in the middle of subathons doing streaming, like RP every day, or people who were just like, you know, staff, like, you know, the stuff like that. I'm just like, I wish they would have done it better. So yeah, it is what it is at this point, I guess. I cried watching Hunted Australia, I think, with the heli escape at the end. That's Hunted, yes. Yes. Get the listen twos and chats as Tomster. Can you give me a movie from your POV that's better than Interstellar? To me, that's the GOAT movie. I really like City of God. So my recommendation would be City of God. I think that's a GOAT movie. Yeah, Liana and Rob and Kurt Clark, I believe, were the hosts for that podcast. That was Liana's first gig after So You Think. The Scooby-Doo movie, but 1 or 2, you can't go wrong with either. How would Morgan be a blood on the clock tower with how often she stays up all night strategizing? Morgan would be a treat to play any of these social deduction games with, because she would be into it and she'd be competitive. So I'm here for that. How much did the winners get on the circle? 100 grand, right? That was for UK. What was it for the US? Also 100 grand. There we go. But season 4, the winner got 150,000. Every other season was 100 grand. Also, there's a fan favorite that gets 10 grand. So not a lot of money. All right, let's call last call on the form chat. If you want to put in a question in the form, go ahead and do it. 100,000 pounds and $100,000 are very different. I wouldn't say they're very different, right? Because let's see, 100,000 pounds to dollars is 134,000 US dollars. So 34 grand more, but not all that much more. Like, it's not like a 750K to 1 million difference type shit, you know? I think 100K, like winning 100K is a lot in England versus winning 100K in the US, given some of these shows dishing out so much more money. MMS is a gamer girl. A lot of guys do crush, and I did have best friends. And people always said we had a sibling vibe or a married vibe, but it wasn't because I gamed with his girlfriend, but still we were number ones. There was no bed. I think just like the nature of spending time, I feel like I grew up in the Middle East, and in the Middle East, people talked a lot for no reason. There was a lot of rumors being spread around. You talk to a girl, immediately they're like, either she likes you or you like her. There's no in between. You can't just be friends. So I've also dealt with this situation where friends of mine would get boyfriends, and then the boyfriends want them to stop talking to me because they're like, I don't know what's going on there. I don't like it. And it's like, bro, I'm doing nothing. I'm doing fucking nothing. Anyway, so, yeah, I think it just depends on people. I think some people just can't see friendships for friendships, but I think also, you know, Fam, to your point, a bed being involved will make things seem that way. It's been great. I got to run. Sounds good, Kate. Take care. Have a good night. Peace, peace. I don't know, 34 G's is a lot to me. I wish I had 34 G's. I wish I had 34 G's also. I don't, but was Pooya a player? I was not, Big Cakes. I was the furthest thing from. In fact, I was somebody who did not find his confidence till like the 12th grade, and even then, I was not all that confident. So, yeah. Did I always know as a kid you wanted to do something like this for a career? So I wanted to be in, when I was like in the 8th, 9th grade, I liked the idea of being a, being like therapy. I like the idea of being like working in therapy, but then very quickly I realized that is not a career path for me because it required science, and I was not going to do that. The other thing I wanted to do was marketing or advertising. I wanted to work in advertising. I thought I had a good mind creatively to come up with like fun ways to advertise products and stuff. But then that didn't happen because I wasn't able to get a marketing degree because my math grades were not good enough for university. Then I ended up with a communications degree. And at that point, ideally, I wanted to use the communications degree. Couldn't find a job for it to save my fucking life. Then ended up just having the job at the bagel place. Then I took the opportunity, the chance to do the podcasting thing. And then it ended up being a career. So I lucked into it, but I'm so fucking happy I did because this is truly what I wanted to do. And I found it. I didn't know what I wanted to do and I found it. You know, it just happened to show up to my front door. I have more guy friends living in Florida than I did when I was in Arkansas. I just don't tolerate guys not letting me have guy friends. Hell fucking yes, Amy, as it should be. Totally get the Middle Eastern thing, but Ziggy, it's real. It really is. Every time I try to envision you when you were a child, I think of you with a beard. I can't envision you without it. Let me show you all a picture. And this, you know, some of you might have already seen these. I may have shown them before, and I think I have shown y'all photos of me without a beard in the past. But I'm going to show you a photo of me from like grade 11, grade 12. One of the last times I would not be having a beard. I was a beard haver for most of my time otherwise, so. Let's see. So this is great. This is 2010. This is 2010. Here we go. May 28th, 2010. If literally the one thing I need y'all to see is the face. There we go. If I show you like this. Okay, the light needs to go. 1 second. All right. Bruh, what? It's not even that bright. Okay, you know what? Is there a different photo I can show you? There. Is this a better photo? Can you see this? Why is my face so fucking bright in these? There. Okay, that's not working. Okay, yeah, you want to see a photo? Here, how about this one? Is this? There we go. There's me. 2000. This one's a year younger. 2009. 2009. I was 18 at the time. Yeah. Yeah. Otherwise, we've been bearding for a long time since then. Like, the beard was shorter at times. We definitely did a bit of a chin strap thing for a while. But then I found this. This was the look. This was the beard, was the beard, was the beard. Oh, look at this cool ass photo of me puffing smoke. That's right. That's the beard. Smoke sitting on the beard. Cool shit. Yep. I felt really cool. But yeah, then the beard happened and the beard kind of stayed after that and didn't go anywhere. Trying to see if there's any other like photo I could show you that doesn't have the flash like fucking me up. I mean, these are all practically the same photo, copy paste each time. So we'll be all right. Funnily enough, this is at a David Guetta concert, the photo I'm looking at right now, with David Guetta in the background. All right, anyway, that's all good. That's good enough. Enough photos. Is my hair naturally curly? Well, I don't really have hair like that anymore, but when I did, this was what my hair looked like, actually. I just saw a photo that I can share or show. My hair, I would say, isn't curly. My hair is wavy. I have wavy hair. Actually, yeah, that answered the question. I don't even need to show you the photo. Who said you were hot at one point? Ban that person. What do you mean at one point? And how is that one point not right now? Are we joking me? I will say this version. This is what got Liana Boris, I will say. So y'all pipe down over there. All right, where were we? Move the phone to the other side of your face. Was too late now. No beard is like you were looking at your nudes. Right. You look like a kid there. I was like, what, 18, 19 at the time? So definitely was a kid, yeah. Are you Jay Sean? Nope, just brown. Just a brown boy. Not the chin strap. Yes, it was a chin strap. Question is, Pooya, is your hair naturally curly? Yeah, no, it's more of wavy than anything. What was I saying? Yeah, because they need to be able to put oxygen masks on fast and cannot have facial hair getting in the way. Here's like fine wine. Thank you, Fam Bam. Thank you. You never said at what point? You said at one point. Tomster, I saw that. I saw that shit. Don't even try and hide it from me. How dare you? How dare you do this? How fucking dare you do this to me? But yeah, I used to spike my hair up quite a bit when I was younger. That was the look for me. Bro, what were we at? 16 here? Damn, I really looked different too when I look back at some of the photos now. I forget how old you are. I'm 33 now. I just realized Vince is asleep before 10 p.m. That's what happens when you don't have the HOH room. Fam bam. Try to find a commercial pilot with a beard. You can't. I feel like I have though. Have I not? I've not seen a pilot with a beard. The spikes were a moment in time. They really were. They really were. I would spend so much time in the morning trying to fix it, and then I would not have time. I had to go down and get my bus. I had to go with fuck ass hair to school because I didn't have time for it, and it was such a disaster every time that happened. I hated it. Six years into a M/M relationship, 31-37. At what point should living together marriage become a serious concern? I don't think there's a timeline for, I think every relationship is unique. I don't think there is a timeline that is like, oh, it's expected that by this point we should be doing this or that. It just depends on your relationship, to be honest, like how your relationship is, what the two of you feel, and what do you think the next step should be. I've seen relationships where people are in, people are getting engaged after like a year. I've seen relationships where people are moving in after 10 months. I've also seen relationships where people are not moving until 5, 6, 7 years down the line, or getting engaged till 10 years down the line. So I think it depends. I don't think you should worry about that. To me, it's not a thing. It just comes down to the two of you and also your wants, right? If you want cohabitation or you want a marriage, then that's a subject I think you need to broach with your partner and see what they think about it and what their thoughts are. Kind of understand where they're coming from, you know? Bleach tips? Never did. I also feel like I have pictures with just the mustache. I don't have pictures with just the mustache, but I did have just the mustache for a long time in my life. Maybe feel really. I would turn your combo in the live feed more. Wait, really old? Why? I made you feel old? What'd I say? Drive by any New York Yankee with a beard before 2024? You can't? That's a wild statistic, though. Why is that a thing? Why is that a thing? Yeah, this is my high school graduation. For example, what was it? The brightness y'all said? All right, turn the brightness all the way off. How about that? Well, now you can't even fucking see anything, though, is the thing. You know what? Fuck all this. Why don't I just show you on the computer? What the fuck am I? Why am I doing this? You said you were old? I mean, in Big Brother standards, if Taryn and I were in the final 3 of Big Brother and we were about to win, Taryn and I, each of us would be the 3rd oldest player to have won Big Brother. Does that not, like, think on Big Brother winner standards, we are like on the precipice of being old, essentially, at that point, you know? Like, because of that, I said we're old. I don't think we're old. All right, where's the... Yeah. This is me at my high school graduation, 2009. I was 17 here, on the brink of 18 at this point, I think. It was my grade 11 graduation. I graduated in grade 12 also, but that's a different story for another day. Yeah, that's your boy. That's me. The eyebrows are the same, though. You can't deny. The eyebrows look the exact same like they used to. So yeah. I think the average age for a B winner is like 26. Yeah, I'm 35 and I feel old AF. I'm not old and I am 49. Hell yeah, easy. Morgan and Vince would be the 3rd oldest. Morgan would be the oldest woman. Yes, Morgan would be the oldest woman. Yep. We need more themed cast, like half old, half young. Themed casting is always a good time. So yeah. All right, chat. We've been live for 3 hours. I would like to shut down operations here. I know some of you wanted marbles, but I hope it's cool if we skip on marbles. Your boy needs to sleep, and your boy needs to be on the podrenalin come down now. Okay. We mentioned already, we'll be back Sunday with Goose Goose, but also an hour earlier than usual, 4 p.m. Eastern, to the bingo card. Okay. Them's the plans. Okay. That's what we trying to do. We rating out? Yeah, I think ultimately I'm down to this raid recommendation was sent to us. This is someone I was told is a RHAP fan, a friend of this person who is doing a subathon. It's their first day of the subathon, so if y'all want to go and just, you know, give them good vibes as they're at 1 a.m. on a subathon day. Just give them good energy. Drop some less than 2s in. Give good energy, and then we'll be back Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern for bingo, and then 5 p.m. Eastern for GGG. Okay? Okay. There we go. I did check. They don't follow me on Twitter, but you don't need to follow somebody to be a fan of their work, you know? So that's fine. That's fine. But yeah, give them love and support. All right. Chat, thank you so much for hanging out. Appreciate y'all. Y'all take care. I will see you on Sunday. Have a good one.